Now it's time to Kincade and Salciunas is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey guys, what do you want to talk about tomorrow? Let's try to figure out while we do the promo. Minutes later, Sean Mannion and Vic Fangio will speak to the media at 2:30 today. All right, we got our show.
Sounds good to me.
On the Friday of Memorial Day weekend? Sure.
Sounds really good to me.
Why not? I hope everybody enjoys their 3-day weekend. The weather obviously not necessarily cooperating. What else is new? Memorial Day weekend down in the Jersey Shore area. For those of you who like to make that trip.
It's like clockwork that the Jersey Shore is going to suck.
And it's going to be beautiful next week. Like next week, I think Tuesday is going to be like 75 and sunny down the shore.
Imagine if we had the heat wave that we had earlier this week.
Oh, it was 75 degrees down the shore every day during that heat wave. Perfect. Nope.
But we can't have that.
Nope, we don't get that.
It's unbelievable.
All right, well, we'll have some fun with some Jersey Shore talk, regardless of what the weather will look like, as it is the unofficial start to the summer. It felt like it earlier this week weather-wise. Doesn't necessarily feel like it today. I'm looking at John. You're wearing like a nice thick sweatshirt, the Fanatic sweatshirt. I'm rocking a sweatshirt. Connor's got a hoodie on. Austin's rocking a hoodie. Sean, I think, is rocking one of his furry costumes. I don't know what he's rocking back there, but we're all dressed warm for today.
Sean came in dressed as one of the Power Rangers today. I didn't realize that was part of the furry thing.
I didn't know that it was either.
But it's I guess it's an offshoot of the furries.
Well, we're all here today, and we hope you join us at 610-632-0975 because there is plenty to react to, some clips to react to, and then a couple questions that we'll throw by you. So let's start with Sean Mannion. You'll hear from Vic Fangio later on this hour because he also spoke, but he's been here. He's old news. Vic Fangio's old news. Sean Mannion's the new flavor of the month, Johnny. And we got to hear from him for the first time. And it was interesting. I was speaking to somebody yesterday that covers the Eagles. And I asked him, like, hey, are you surprised that he's talking today? Or why did it take so long? Was my question. And he responded with, it's not that it took so long. I'm surprised that it's happening today. I'm like, why? Well, AJ's still on the team.
Correct.
He thought that they would wait until after the A.J. Brown trade happened to avoid any uncomfortable questions. Because if you remember when Nick Sirianni was first hired and he had his press conference that didn't grade out all that well, Carson Wentz was still an Eagle.
And he had the uncomfortable navigation of that.
Multiple questions, and he had to speak highly of Wentz because what if a trade doesn't happen? You can't,
And it was Zoom.
Yeah, it was weird. That was a weird setup.
Which really was the whole thing, too. And Nick's first press conference was horrendous. But it was weird because I remember I came in the next day, that Monday, and I came in with a bunch of quotes where the press conference was getting ripped. And everybody was ripping the press conference and everything. And then I said, good, you read those quotes? I said, those were the quotes from Andy Reid's first press conference.
Right.
And I read off the writers that left those quotes. And I said, don't put too much into the first press conference.
Yeah, never do. And
because sometimes guys just suck at press conferences.
Yeah.
And by the way, Andy Reid didn't get much better. He stunk at press conference.
No, he never did.
Because he didn't care.
Nick hasn't really gotten better either. He has had good press conferences, but he does a lot of the sandwich talk where he says a really nice thing about somebody, and then he kind of fits in the critique in the middle, and then he has to wax poetically for another 20 minutes about the same player. But Sean Mannion spoke yesterday, so first and foremost, there's not so much to take away to say they got their guy or this guy's going to stink. I remember when Kevin Patullo spoke for the first time, we came in here the next morning saying, all right, he sounds professional. We know nothing about the guy. He sounds professional. Really, it's going to come down to what is his brain doing? How's the clock ticking during the field?
When the clock is ticking, is this guy going to be able to react under pressure? We found out that he sucked at it. But that first press conference, he didn't win me over.
He just sounded professional.
But he didn't lose me.
Yeah, you're like,
he didn't
okay,
lose me.
All right, this guy knows football.
I said, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now that he's not going to be a buffoon. Well,
he was. And
yeah.
One of the things that kept on coming up last year that, you guys probably got tired of me hearing it. I'm not just talking about our audience. I'm talking about you, John Kincade, and you, Connor Thomas. Was me constantly complaining about the word identity coming up every week.
Well,
like,
it was the buzzword of last year, though.
Like week 13, I was hearing Jalen Hurts saying we need to find our identity. It was week 16 when I heard the offensive coordinator say it. It was going into the playoff game where they were talking about identity.
We're still trying to find our identity.
Like, what? You guys were that bad that you didn't even know what you wanted to do. Like, that's problematic. So the word identity popped up again yesterday, as you can imagine. Here was Sean Mannion talking about the identity of the Eagles offense.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing we want our offense to look like is we talk about play style a lot. You know, playing with great effort, great physicality, being great teammates. So I think it's when you turn on the tape, what does the Eagles offense look like? Those are the things we really want to stand out, just as a broad strokes.
Yeah. He told me nothing.
Yeah, I was not. Well, I get what he's saying. Like, you want a team to be able to say, man, they're really good at doing this.
But what did he tell you about the identity?
Oh, he's not going to expose that information.
But, I mean, he couldn't tell you anything?
No.
We want to be dynamic. We want to be diverse. We want to be. We want to throw multiple looks at people. We want to make sure that when teams are preparing for us, that they have a lot of stuff on tape that they never know what we're going to pull. There's so many things you can say without giving away your game plan.
Well, good thing it was a 24 cut sheet press conference.
Yeah, but I did.
Mannion.
I got to tell you. Yeah, there's 20. There, he spoke a lot. He spoke a lot.
I wasn't really expecting much.
I was, but that's my foolish thing. I was expecting more. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, we can get to that with the people.
Yes.
Now, here's another clip. Now, this is the one that I was waiting for pretty much the entire time, was whether or not it's going to be his offense or a collaboration, right? Because that's been the biggest thing with this Eagles team. And you can't deny that it has worked in terms of getting to 2 Super Bowls, winning every single season. But when Kellen Moore got here, we all thought, all right, this is going to be Kellen Moore's offense. And remember, Nick Sirianni had such a weird offseason leading up to week 1 where at first it was Kellen Moore's offense. Then as the OTAs went on and training camp went on and press conferences continued to go, the terminology always changed. It was, well, it's my team. I might tell Kellen what I want to do. He'll call the plays. Then it was, well, it's both of our offenses.
Right.
It kept on changing. The first press conference was Kellen Moore pretty much has the keys to the car. And then it just kept on changing as the offseason went. And then last year, when they bring in an totally inexperienced, inept offensive coordinator, it was the group effort because you knew that Kevin Patullo couldn't run the show. Sean Mannion is looked at in very high regard around the NFL. Forget what we say. Around the NFL, the people that cover this league think that Sean Mannion's going to be this next big thing. So is this Sean Mannion's show or is it a collaborative effort? Here he is talking about the Eagles offense on what has worked and what they might do moving forward.
Yeah, that's a great question. Kind of like I spoke to before, it's a blend. It's a blend. And obviously there's things schematically that we're bringing. There's things that the Eagles offense has really thrived with doing in the years past. So, in terms of the verbiage, the terminology, it's a process of seeing, hey, what makes sense to keep? What are things that, with some of the new changes coming in, need to change? So that's something we've looked at really from day one, understanding kind of the background of the scheme here. What are some of the things we want to add? What are the things we want to tweak? And how do we build kind of the language of our offense? But that's been a great process. It's there's elements that are new and there's elements that will remain in terms of terminology. But that process has been a lot of fun because ultimately, like I said before, it's all about bringing something to the table and then how can we continue to make it better? How do we continue to build it, streamline things? And that's really the whole process of the language of the offense, is really a good example of kind of where that takes place.
All right. I may be known to overreact sometimes. Shocker. Sometimes I overreact. Is it unfair or wrong of me to say I don't want any more blends? Like, can I have a new, fresh, completely different looking offense?
Yeah, that's unfair.
Why is it
because
unfair?
They've had success. They won the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. I get it.
The success, they were the 30th offense in the NFL last year.
Yeah, I'm not saying Kevin Patullo. But I am saying, like, what Nick Sirianni has been able to oversee. I don't want Nick Sirianni running the offense. I don't want him instituting the offense. But there's an undeniable bread and butter for the Philadelphia Eagles over the past, let's just call it 5 years, that has worked pretty consistently in certain things they have done. I don't want to scrap everything.
My problem is eventually you get figured out, and they got figured out last year, right? And in 2024, we could talk about how successful the ground game was. Was it that they had incredible run concepts? I'm sure some of it was that. Or was it because the offensive line was healthy for an entire season, and they're one of the best offensive lines? And if they gave Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs in the NFL, a marginal hole to hit, he did. Like, was 2024 some incredible offense, or was it big man beats down little man, and one of the best running backs in the NFL had success behind that offensive line?
It was physically asserting their will.
Yeah, like,
and it wasn't a matter of scheme. It wasn't a matter of this coach out-coach the other coach.
Right.
It was physical will. It was the will of the people that was determined. It was, we're going to impose our will on you. But the problem becomes with that is you got to have a second act. You have to have a second pitch. You can't just rely on one pitch.
Right.
And they were a one-pitch pony last year.
Last year they did the same stuff. It was basically copy-paste the same offense, add in a hitch route. Like, it was like the same, it was the exact same offense
creative
last year. And when it wasn't working, they waited till the Chargers game to try something different. And it was horrific, right? Like, Hurts, there was 5 picks or 4 picks in that game. Like,
now 2 of them were
AJ dropped one, shocking.
AJ, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, AJ had a bad game.
Great effort there, AJ.
So it wasn't all on Jalen, but it looked horrible because they tried implementing this whole new offense out of nowhere. You need an entire offseason to do that. Kurt Warner told us that. Like, you can't just change an offense in the middle of the season. You have to try to implement that throughout the course of an offseason. Well, you have the offseason right now. You're in it. Sean Mannion's been here. Right, like, they didn't hire Sean Mannion yesterday, and yesterday was his introductory press conference. He's been here for quite some time now. He has his coaching staff. He has his beliefs. He's talked about as this Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan guy. I don't need Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan branch to also have to play Nick Sirianni's offense.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni should not have a branch on a tree. If there's a tree with that has McVay and Shanahan on it, there's absolutely nothing, because Nick Sirianni would be nothing more than a weed to that tree. He would impede the growth of that tree. He would be the thing that you would go get the pre-emergent for to make sure you kill it off, because there is already a great plan in place. You hired a man to come in here and do a job. Let him do the damn job. Let's no interference. I don't need on top chefs. I don't need Nick Sirianni coming in with an apron on.
No.
To go tell him how to make the what's the meat where they put it in the phyllo dough, the fancy one that they're always cooking on Liv's shows. They were always cooking like meat inside of like bread, and I'm like, what the hell is that? There's like a beef something.
Talk about deli beats.
There's like a beef dip. By the way, it looked delicious. I must say,
fantastic.
Wellington,
Beef
beef Wellington,
Yes.
I think it was called.
Good
They always were making it, and I'm like, what are they doing that?
To make.
They were challenging them to do this. I don't need Nick Sirianni on Top Chef.
Now, I'll disagree a little bit with you there.
Okay.
Because you've seen 2 guys here have pretty good success under Nick Sirianni, and Shane Steichen and Kellen Moore. Both went on to be, to this point in their time, successful head coaches after that. I don't think Nick Sirianni's building like this coaching tree where he's creating these guys. But I do think we have enough evidence to say if you get the right guy in there, he stayed out of the way enough that they could be successful. So I don't think he's a weed impeding. I just don't think he's exactly the water that's growing.
I'm also not even just looking at Nick. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to say something that might piss some people off.
What's that?
I don't need it to be Jalen Hurts' offense either.
I agree with you.
The offense is going to look the way Jalen wants it to look.
Yeah, I don't need
You know
that.
what, Jalen? It looked like crap. I almost cursed. It looked like crap last year. Like, it sucked. So I need people to be uncomfortable. Like, I need Jalen to be uncomfortable. And if there's anybody that's going to do it, it's Jalen. Like, I believe in Jalen Hurts to go into this new offensive system and to do whatever he can to make it work. Do I believe that he's going to be elite at it? I don't know. We'll
You
find
have no
that one
idea
out.
yet, but you want to see it.
But I don't think Jalen's a guy that's going to turn his nose to it. Like, no, I think Jalen's a guy that wants challenges. I think Jalen is a guy that also appreciates the person that's coaching him, that kind of like Nick Castellanos with Rob Thompson. He didn't really like him because he never strapped it up. right? Or whatever. He carried the stick or whatever term he used. Like, I'm sure Jalen may respect Sean Mannion a little bit more than Kevin Patullo. So if Sean Mannion's telling him to do something different, I hope Jalen says, yeah, sure, let's do it.
People find that really like horrifying, like what the idea that, like the Nick Castellanos thing, is that Kellen Moore could stand there in a room in a conversation with Jalen Hurts and could say, hey, they both were highly recruited top quarterbacks at Division I programs.
Yeah.
And played in big games, national television games. They have a commonality to them. Sean Mannion and him can both talk about being NFL quarterbacks, can talk about the whole idea of understanding that. Sean Mannion can talk to him about being a starter at a top program in college football, in a prominent conference. That conversation never could go on with Kevin Patullo.
Right.
It just couldn't. And as a position coach, I think it's more important than as a head coach. As the head coach who's the overseer of the whole thing, I don't think that conversation is as important. As the guy who's teaching you day to day, I think it's really important.
All right, now one more clip to play in this opening segment. You can climb in at 610-632-0975. Our question for you, we'll have some Friday fun leading into the 3-day weekend. Do you want a totally different looking offense, or are you okay with a blend of what has worked in the past? And look, I get it. I might sound crazy. Connor, you're saying I'm a little over the top.
Yeah, you're a little nuts.
They won a Super Bowl with what had worked, but what had worked 2 years ago, I don't know if it – well, I know it didn't work last year, and I don't know if a blend would work this year. Like, I kind of want to see a completely brand new offense. You're not going to have the same player. Your offensive line's not the same. Your offensive line coach is not the same. I don't know. I don't break down those offensive line coaches.
Ask the head coach why he's not here, too.
But from everybody's account, him and Stalin, not the same necessarily ideas.
Yeah, they're not.
You're not even checking the tag in the T-shirt yet. Like, this could be, you know how you have those cotton blends? This could be a 90% Mannion, 10% what they've done blend, and I'm fine with that.
I don't want the thing is, though, why do I want, if I'm bringing in a McVay-Shanahan offense, why do I want to put in any kind of a Sirianni blend to it?
How have the Eagles done against Sean McVay?
That has nothing to do with it. Nick Sirianni's offensive genius is not on display at all.
They've had offensive stuff that's worked at times better than that team. Yeah. It's not overall.
Open hole, Saquon.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley running through an open hole. It has nothing to do with Nick Sirianni drawing up strategy.
That did not happen by accident. There are principles of this offense that do work. They're not nearly enough.
But Nick Sirianni, it has been when the Eagles have won under Nick Sirianni, 2022 and 2024. How have they won? They've won by time of possession. They've won by brute force. They've won by the brute force. We beat you at the point of attack. That's how they've won. They haven't won by any kind of offensive strategy or mindset that Nick Sirianni has brought to the table.
It's not just Sirianni. Those principles have been built over.
All right.
And he ran off the guy that created the greatest advantage they had.
Way too harsh on this.
No. One of the things and you can't even deny this, Sirianni's obsession with being safe.
Oh, it's obsessed.
It's an obsession.
He's obsessed.
And last year, it showed, like, we're going to be super careful. We're not, and I get it. More turnovers than less turnovers, probably a bad thing. I understand that. But you have to be able to keep defenses honest. You have to be able to keep them guessing. And last year, they did not have to keep defenses guessing. They ran the same 3 plays, pretty much. We all figured it out. So will this offense be creative? If you're coming from a Shanahan-McVay tree, when you watch any Niners game or any Rams game, hell, the Niners game where they beat you in the playoffs, there were a couple plays where you're going, man, our offense would never do that.
How about that? Was it the fourth down play that they got the touchdown on, or was it a third down?
I mean, look, I don't need wide receivers throwing touchdown passes all the time.
Yeah, but I mean,
they tried things.
It was a creative play call, a design of a play that was absolutely spectacular
that the Eagles would never have done last year.
At a ballsy time that caught everybody off guard, outcoached. Absolutely outcoached.
So here's Sean Mannion on being creative.
Yeah, that's absolutely a huge part of what we want to do. We want to make sure that as many different elements of our offense that they fit together, that they look the same, and that they, how do we build this wide array of things that kind of start off of a similar type of look. So I think a lot of it goes into the planning throughout the week, looking back at weeks past, looking back at seasons past. Hey, what are other things we've shown from these type of presentations to the defense, and then being creative, thinking outside the box. That's where I'm really excited about the group of coaches we brought in. Everyone's been bringing outstanding ideas to the table. It's a really group of guys who are very intelligent, very creative, really work at it, study all these different things around the league and college. So again, we can always look to add new elements, but the piece you spoke about of marrying the run game and the pass game is critical to our offense. But it's been a really fun process leaning into that as we're building this thing.
All right. Cut down on the ums, but he's going to get there. That was his first time. His first time.
I thought he did a good
His
job.
first time.
I thought
Good job.
He did a good job.
I thought he's trying to elicit give you a feel for what he's got.
Yeah.
It's I usually fall in love with first press conferences. I didn't fall in love with that one. Like usually I'm so thirsty.
I know you
for
are.
what Sean Mannion's bringing to the table.
Especially because he's not Kevin Patullo.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, coming up next, we'll get some of your immediate reaction to this at 610-632-0975. Do you want a totally different looking offense? Or are you okay with the blend because of what's worked in the past? We'll discuss that coming up next. Also, one talking point is how Jalen will handle this new offense. Oh, he can't do this. He can't do that. Well, Sean Mannion spoke about what he believes Jalen Hurts can do. Also, we are going to build the perfect beach day by vote. We explain more coming up next. Connor, have fun. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles coordinators speak. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles start OTAs on Tuesday, but the coordinators got their offseason work going yesterday as Vic Fangio and new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion met with the media. Mannion talked first about the identity of the Eagles offense.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we want our offense to look like is we talk about play style a lot. Playing with great effort, great physicality, being great teammates. When you turn on the tape, what does the Eagles offense look like? Those are the things we really want to stand out, just as a broad strokes.
Sounds a lot like Nick Sirianni's core values for the team. We'll see what Mannion's able to institute this offseason. We'll be keeping up with the Birds as they continue to gear up for OTAs on Tuesday. The Phillies start a series with the Guardians tonight at the bank, looking to bounce back from their first series loss under interim manager Don Mattingly. 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Christopher Sanchez on the mound against Gavin Williams. In playoff news, the Knicks took a 2-0 lead on the Cavs last night in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Canadiens beat the Hurricanes 6-2 to take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NHL. And sad news out of NASCAR as legendary driver Kyle Busch passed away yesterday. He was 41. We'll talk to Zack Berman of The Athletic at 7:45 to react to these pressers. Amy Fadul from the 8 o'clock hour till the end of the show, and Kevin Nagandi of ESPN at 9 a.m. This update is brought to you by Foreman Mills. Philly 2201 Cotman Ave is open, and the grand deals are still on at Foreman Mills. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This hour of Kincade Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
Hey, it's 6:30. Got some summery tunes as it is the unofficial start to the summer this weekend, even though it won't feel like it at all.
No, it's not going to feel like it.
It's so funny. So I just FaceTime my family, as I do every single morning, 6:21 break. I FaceTime Christy, and hey, Coop, what's up? And we start talking. Coop fell off his bed last night for the first time. Big moment in his life.
Oh, boy. How did he deal with that?
Came into the room around 4, which is right when the alarm goes off, and says, "Can you kiss it?" I go, "Yeah, you got it, buddy." He bumped his elbow. But
Lucky that's all he did.
yeah, exactly. But I'm like, all right, Chris, did you pack up yet? Yeah, and it's all sweatshirts and sweatpants. Like, it sucks.
It's going to be terrible.
Like, can't wait to go down the shore to be freaking miserable.
Well, you're not going to make it that way.
Nope, we're going to have fun. Lithuania Day.
Exactly.
I'll send you all the pictures.
Lithuania Day tomorrow.
Yeah, can't wait, man. Got a bunch of treats. I gave Andrew DeCecco a cheesecake bar yesterday.
A cheesecake bar?
I saw him yesterday later on in the day.
Okay.
I was like, here, try one of these Lithuanian delicacies. I don't know if he liked it. I haven't asked him. We'll find out.
A cheesecake bar.
Oh, yeah, man. All right. Sean Mannion. We played some of the clips from his press conference last segment. We'll get to the Davis Honda text line here momentarily at 610-632-0975. Do you want to see an overhaul of the offense from the play calling, the strategies, you name it? Do you want to see a complete new offense, or do you want to see the blend and what's worked in the past for the Eagles mixed with my ideas? Because I remember hearing that Kellen Moore say that 2 years ago. It worked.
They won the Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl. But let's be honest, weeks 5 through 18 weren't his ideas.
And let's not do revisionist history. They had to scrap everything.
Yeah,
they had to scrap the blend because Nick Sirianni's ideas were terrible.
It was pretty bad.
Atrocious.
It was pretty bad. Now, one question
It's got
for
the
a lot
feel
of
of
people.
Edward Scissorhands.
One question for a lot of people, and it's a very fair question.
What's that?
Even the biggest Jalen Hurts fan, I would hope, would be able to respond to said question. You are a big Hurts honk.
I am. I think so.
One of the questions is, can Hurts handle this style of offense, right? Because we have heard from numerous reporters that Jalen Hurts is not the biggest fan of pre-snap motion.
Correct.
Right? Like, that goes back to college.
He hasn't done a lot of that. I think it's one of those things where you talk about what you're a fan of is what have you done a lot of?
Yeah.
He hasn't done a lot of that.
He's not a big pre-snap
back to
motion
college.
guy. Does not like being under center because he doesn't like turning his back to the defense. All these things, right? We've heard all these things from all these people. A lot of people immediately go, well, that's just sour grapes from the coordinators that got fired.
Could be.
I don't know why.
I would actually sort of believe it.
But why would Kellen Moore, according to reports after 2024 season where they were talking about the way Hurts likes and doesn't like the offense, why would he have sour grapes? He got a head coaching job out.
Correct. Kellen Moore should thank Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, sure.
There should be no sour grapes when it comes to Kellen Moore.
No,
because
I don't think there is.
Kellen Moore he's the head coach of the Saints, mainly because he was blessed to have been able to have that year with Jalen Hurts because he had gotten passed over for 3 different head coaching jobs.
Absolutely.
Before coming here.
So can Jalen do it? Here was Sean Mannion talking about what he believes Jalen Hurts can do.
Yeah, Jalen's been awesome. You know, I really think he can do anything we ask of him. He's accurate. He's a great athlete. He really attacks the fundamentals. That's what's been really fun to watch these last 2 weeks of phase 2. He's always coming, wanting more things to work on, wanting more things regarding fundamentals, timing, understanding the scheme. He's hungry for more, and those are the guys that are really fun to work with. In terms of skill set, though, he has great arm strength, great accuracy, obviously a tremendous athlete, and he really attacks the game. He has a great process in the meetings. He always asks really, really thought-provoking questions. He's detailed and attacks his fundamentals. You know, he's always a guy who stays after practice and is working on things. Those are the guys you love to work with.
That's what something that was very, very evident when you would hear Nick Saban talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guy who stayed after practice. He was a guy who put extra time in the film room.
First to arrive, last to leave.
Jalen Hurts always had that reputation. It was obviously earned. And work ethic matters. Now, the question is, can you implement? Those questions are fair.
Yeah.
Those are very fair questions.
Like, is he good at it?
The idea, though, the question that I do not think is fair is the desire question.
Yeah.
Because the person who's putting in all that extra work, the person who's doing that, they're obviously making the effort to try to grasp it.
And he mentioned thought-provoking questions. But again, I don't know if Hurts was able to have certain conversations with Patullo. Certain. I don't know. Like, Jalen can say, Sean, what do you see here? From a quarterback, I couldn't do that with Patullo.
No, because Kevin Patullo can't relate. They can't speak in the same level.
He could do it with Kellen Moore. He could do it with Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson, former quarterback. I know it didn't go well toward the end, but, like, those were conversations.
They could have.
It's like, we'll use this industry for an example. Like,
I've told you about it.
I've talked to people that never did this part behind a microphone. They try to give pointers, and you're like,
no.
Well,
no.
All right. And then there's the person that had done it, and you go, all right, I'll listen to that a little bit.
I've said it to you before,
Yeah.
and it sounds to people sometimes like, wow, you're not being coachable. I have had program directors that have been behind a microphone, and I've had people that have been put into the role of program directors that have never, ever been behind a microphone. I can't take direction as far as how I do this job from people who've never done it. I just can't, because they can't teach me a thing.
Right.
They can't tell me anything. They've never understood live bullets. They've never understood that. Whereas it's not something that you could teach me theory.
Right.
I hear it from a lot of my kids that when I teach at school will tell me things that they're taught in class, and I'll say, with all due respect, I would ignore that advice that you were told. And I'm saying I'm not telling you to ignore what that every teacher told you, but either take my advice or take their advice.
And then they go to the other class and they say, "Don't listen to that Kincade
I'll say,
guy. He
I'll
has
say
no idea what he's
whether a
talking about."
professor who hasn't done it or a professor who's done it.
Yeah. All right. What do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. And we are expecting the Davis Honda text line to be used heavily today because we are going to build the perfect beach day by popular vote. We'll get to that in a second.
So we're not doing the democracy.
No.
We are doing the democracy.
Well, yes.
We're
Popular
doing
vote.
a democracy.
This texter checks in, says there's always going to be a blend when any change is made. Every team in the league runs similar type concepts because football is football at the end of the day. It's what tweaks of concepts you can make a great coordinator.
And remember, Nick Sirianni wanted to build off of what worked in 2022. He did not want to change anything. Look at what happened in 2023. Last year was basically copy and paste what the Eagles did in 2024. That won them a Super Bowl. Duh. But then you run the exact same offense. What are the top paid defensive coordinators in the world going to be able to do? Figure out what you're doing. If you're doing the exact same thing, that's multiple weeks of data.
And you don't have to. You don't have. It doesn't have to be a blend. When you're talking about a head coach, it doesn't have to be a blend.
Right.
Right. The New England Patriots. When Bill Parcells won his Super Bowls with the New York Giants, they were a team that had an offense that was very, very similar to the Philadelphia Eagles under Nick Sirianni. They were going to physically impose their will with their offensive line.
Yeah.
Whether it was Phil Simms or Jeff Hostetler in the two Super Bowls, they were going to have a very limited passing game, use the tight end a lot. They were going to be, not very, very protective football.
Yeah.
Bill Parcells went to the New England Patriots. They draft Drew Bledsoe, the worst team in the league. He takes over New England, one of the worst teams in the league. He hires Ray Perkins. Ray Perkins is his offensive coordinator back at the time. It's a little history lesson. But Ray Perkins comes in.
Great restaurant.
Yeah, Perkins Pancakes, yes. I think that Tiger Woods loved it. And Ray Perkins had a completely different offensive philosophy than Bill Parcells, the head coach. Bill Parcells, the Super Bowl winning head coach.
Yeah.
And Bill Parcells told Ray Perkins, I hired you. Here's the keys. Do your thing. There didn't need to be a blend. It was, we got Drew Bledsoe. We got this. You have an offensive philosophy. Here, do your thing.
Yeah.
I don't have to be involved. And Bill Parcells stayed the frick out of it. And he hired Ray Perkins. And he says, you use what you got.
Man, I almost slipped once. You've almost slipped
yeah,
once.
you guys got to hold it together.
6:40 in the morning. I almost dropped a shh, and you almost dropped a f.
It was a
Man,
holiday weekend.
It's 6:40 in the morning.
Well, it was funny. It's back in the days at
Eagles talk is back, baby.
back in the days at ESPN Radio, Bill Parcells used to, he'd make the rounds and he'd be up there to do SportsCenter. And one of the fun things would be when they'd say, do you want Coach Parcells to come in for a hit? And it'd be like, sure, absolutely. And one of the things that he would come in and he would absolutely say, Okay, I had to come in because I was listening earlier, and you know nothing about football.
Damn right, man.
And he would come in, whatever the host was, and he would abuse you about what he thought you didn't know.
Me and
but
Bill
it was
will be
fun.
a couple of football guys.
Yeah. He'd have a field day with you.
All right. Here's what we're doing today. By popular vote, we are building the perfect beach day. We'll have a different topic once an hour. So, Connor, the reason why I apologize to you ahead of time is you will be tallying every text that we get.
Oh, my.
I will handle YouTube. John, you get your emails and whatever,
Okay.
whatever it
we
is,
get.
we will make it work. So the first topic by popular vote to win the perfect beach day is the best pizza of the Jersey Shore points. Now, look, we're not talking about California pizza. Hell, we're not talking Asbury Park, for those of you who go up there. We're talking about our Jersey Shore, the Wildwood, Ocean City, Stone Harbor, wherever you go, Brigantine, you name it, wherever your Jersey Shore point is. So you have to tell us which specific pizza shop it is. So because I'm nostalgic, I'm going to go, even though it's now Manco and Manco, I was always a Mac and Manco guy. So one vote for Mac and Manco. Johnny, I know you're not Mr. Boardwalk Pizza, but you have to have a favorite.
How about this? I'm going to abstain because I'm not going to be a hypocrite.
I don't have a favorite at all.
I hate Boardwalk. I hate Boardwalk
rarely eat
pizza. It's crap.
Down the shore.
What?
I hate Boardwalk pizza.
I am working with two communists today.
Boardwalk
dude,
pizza
you're working
sucks.
with two different people who just don't do
They
that.
just suck. Boardwalk pizza sucks.
Oh, my God.
I don't think it
Now
sucks. I just
look,
don't do it.
both
Look,
of you.
plenty of people will like Boardwalk pizza. They just don't have an educated palate on pizza.
I'm a big Andres guy in Brigantine, but Manco and Manco, or formerly known as Mac and Manco, is my vote.
Now, the idea of pizza back at the house after a day at the beach,
Oh, yeah.
might be a place from
Or
a local
having it
spot.
delivered to the beach.
That could be,
Oh,
that's
dude,
a whole
6
other
o'clock.
issue.
All right, I'll vote Domino's.
Oh, no.
You want to give me a vote?
I've been to that Wildwood Domino's before, late at night.
Yeah, dude.
And it hit.
Oh, after Dogtooth, the bar right across the street, and then you
I'm
go
sure
to
it hit.
Domino's afterwards.
Thought this was
Hell-
democracy.
Dude, hell yeah, man.
I'm sure it hit.
All right, your number one pizza spot, the most votes by the end of the show, that will be the perfect beach day beach pizza. 610-632-0975. We have one in the 7 o'clock hour to get to, 8 and 9. Coming up next, Manny, and not the only coordinator that spoke, Vic Fangio spoke. Did he squash a report from early in the offseason? Also, Connor, you got to take a drop off your board. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Hey, you want a blast from the past? How about going back to the 50s before most of us were even born? Nifty 50s has got it going for you. Juicy burgers, fresh cut fries, handcrafted sodas, and of course, you got to love them. Those famous hand-dipped milkshakes. They are the best, and every bite takes you back. I got to tell you, if I hear one more time from Salciunas how he wants to try the shake of the month, the churro shake.
Dude, somebody bring it over, please.
Sounds awesome. It's no wonder Nifty 50s is a 10-time Best of Philly winner with now 10 area locations. Coming soon to Oakland, New Jersey, too. So it's going to be 11. If you can't make it in, no problem. Order online or get no-fee delivery when you use the Nifty 50s app. That's available for you on the App Store or Google Play. So whether you're stopping by in for that diner vibe that you get when you go into Nifty 50s or you want to bring those flavors home to you, there's nothing like Nifty 50s. Or if you want the flavors just brought right to your front door, use that Nifty 50s app. Taste the memories. Hey, it's going to be a rainy Memorial Day weekend. You know what? Why don't you bring yourself back to some great food and some great fun? For a full listing of locations and the menu, go to nifty50s.com.
The saves. Stopped by Andre Blake. Brick.
Salciunas 97.5, the Fanatic. Man, the weather's really a bummer for this, but happy unofficial start to the summer. NBD on our YouTube chat. One of our questions for you today, or one of our goals today, is to build the perfect beach day. And our first one is the best pizza at any shore point. And NBD's wondering, is Atlantic City a shore point? Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Why wouldn't it be?
Who asked that question?
NBD, our man on the YouTube chat.
NBD, what's going on?
Like, I get it. People think of casinos when they think of it. Like, I was
Why
talking to
would it-
Austin about it during the break.
why
He goes,
would
well,
it
people
not
might think
be?
of casinos first. But there is water. There is sand. You might have to avoid some stuff in the sand, but there's sand.
It's not even the.
There's
it's
a
not-
boardwalk.
It's not even the northernmost shore point. I mean, there's shore points above it.
Yeah, it's a shore point.
It absolutely is.
All right, have we?
It used to be the shore point that was bigger than all of them.
Oh yeah, and then times have changed.
Back when your grandparents were great grandparents, probably.
What has been like the number one so far on the text line?
Mac and Manco's / Manco's
Okay.
top one. Sam's Pizza Palace has 2 votes. Romeo's has 1. And Michelle's Pizza has 1.
Had the Romeos.
Okay. All right. It's going to probably be a Mac and Manco versus Sam's. Like that's
I would think that's what it'll come down to.
It'll come down to those two. Those are the two.
And maybe
heavyweights.
if the winner could actually start adding some cheese and some and more,
I don't.
a little more sauce,
It's unbelievable.
be great.
It's delicious. All right.
Terrible.
Vic Fangio also spoke yesterday, Johnny. And remember, there was a lot of hoopla, a lot of hoot and hollering about how he might retire.
A lot of fake news we now found. Fake news.
Well,
being
he's getting
reported.
up there in age, so I get it.
No, but it was fake news.
Like there was a lot of concern about the future of Christian Parker, who's now the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. Like people were like, man, should you move on from Vic so that you don't lose Christian Parker? And I'm like, if Vic wants to coach for another 10 years, Vic is coaching for another 10 years. And then there's the report that he was contemplating retirement. It was the very first question that was asked of Vic Fangio yesterday, and here was his answer.
No, I wasn't close. I've had those thoughts, and the last few years. Every year at the end of the year, I just think about it, and I never really got serious to where I would have done it. It's no different than I did after 24 season, after 23 season. I mean, I told the players the other day that we had our annual physical. We get physicals as coaches, and the docs told me I was reverse aging with my lab work and everything that came up. So I told them, you guys are stuck with me for a while, a long while. I still like doing it. I like the group of guys we have. I like working with them. I still like the challenge of the job, work for a good organization. Really, it's just something that I think you'll always think about at the end of the year. But in the end, I didn't come close to doing it, and I really don't foresee myself doing it. I'm good for 2 years.
All
a lot of fake news was being reported. Fake.
It was just,
That was fake.
It was like aggressive that he was really, really considering retirement. Then here he is saying, nah, I never did, and I won another 2 years.
There were a lot of fake reports out there. People were running with a fake story that did not exist. So when you talk about things where people say that they don't trust media reports, I kept saying to you this about it. I didn't trust it. Like, I didn't trust the reports of him being like he was going to walk out the door. It didn't seem right to me because it was like the whole thing being drawn out didn't seem like a guy like Vic Fangio. But there were reports that it was true, and they were coming from people, and they were very throaty about it. That, oh no, he's close. Nah, it was all fake. All fake. So this is where you get rumors like that and reports like that, and you understand why fans sometimes look at it and go, wow, some of these reports are just a bunch of BS.
Well, you know what is BS? You know what is fake?
What?
Connor, you got to delete it.
Is not a
Oh, yeah, you have to.
You got to delete it. That,
Yeah, it's gotta
that
be
is-
deleted.
That
He
has to
is.
go into the trash, dude.
Because he is.
Vic Fangio yesterday, one of the big questions for the defense, other than the annual, do they have enough bodies at edge rusher, which with the addition of Jonathan Grenard, you feel pretty good as long as Nolan Smith is available.
And not like driving the team bus.
That's what I'm saying. The safety position, right? You're like, all right, well, Reed's gone. They didn't want to pay him the $8 million. And Drew Makuba, second-round draft pick, but his biggest issue has been health, and that was in college, and it became a factor in his rookie season. And they don't really have much else. They have Marcus Epps, who played pretty well for them last year for what they did. Like, he was practice squad and he had to suit up. He played pretty well to just be thrown out there. But Cooper DeJean is an option. Here's Vic Fangio.
Marcus is some that will have put up good claim to it. In base, it will be Cooper. And we go to nickel and Coop comes up and plays nickel. It'll be Epps. We're taking a good look at Michael Carter back there. Who else am I forgetting? Yeah, Andre Sam. And then we signed an undrafted free agent, Gush. JT Gray has been mainly a special teams player, but
he talks about the 7 guys that are on the roster.
Right, exactly.
Cooper DeJean will be your safety in base defense. Now, the term base defense is, the 4-3, and you have the 2 safeties.
And how often
there.
are you in base?
The new base is kind of nickel. Like, that's the terminology is the terminology. But, like, nowadays in the NFL, there are typically slot receivers on the field almost every single play.
Correct.
So I still expect, like last year, Cooper DeJean played, 97% of the snaps? And
he was all over.
He was the nickel corner, like, pretty much the entire time. So Cooper DeJean, I still expect to play majority of the time at nickel over the course of the season, but it's good to know that he's going to be on the field regardless, because a lot of people still think he can kick outside. You're paying Reek Woolen $15 million. You're not paying him to sit on the bench. Or
no.
If you are, that means he's not playing well. So, DeJean, you have to delete the
No,
job.
it's never leaving. He's not a primary safety. Until he doesn't play nickel anymore, that drop stays.
Coming up next, we'll get more of your answers on the pizza. The #1 pizza down the Jersey Shore as we build the perfect beach day. We have a second one that we'll bring up next segment, a second topic to get into.
I would have liked the question, do you actually just have to pretend you like Boardwalk Pizza?
You're despicable.
Got to pretend.
I love it.
This is the best pizza ever. Isn't it great?
Let people enjoy things.
Coming up next, you'll hear more from Vic Fangio, but on a totally different topic. A very, very knowledgeable baseball man. Will John Kincade have a problem with Vic? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles setting up for OTAs. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles will start their OTAs on Tuesday, but the coordinators got their off-season work going yesterday as Vic Fangio and new OC Sean Mannion met with the media. Fangio, who reportedly was close to retirement this offseason, refuted those reports yesterday.
No, I wasn't close. I've had those thoughts, the last few years. I never really got serious. I told the players the other day, and the docs told me I was reverse aging. So I told them, you guys are stuck with me for a while, a long while.
So it sounds like Vic Fangio isn't going anywhere anytime soon, at least. We'll be keeping up with the Birds as they continue to gear up for OTAs on Tuesday. The Phillies start a series with the Cleveland Guardians tonight at Citizens Bank Park, looking to bounce back from their first series loss under Don Mattingly. 6:40 p.m. is the time for first pitch. Christopher Sanchez gets the ball facing off against Gavin Williams. In playoff news around sports, the Knicks took a 2-0 lead on the Cavs last night in the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA, and the Canadians beat the Hurricanes 6-2 to take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NHL. And sad news out of NASCAR yesterday as legendary driver Kyle Busch passed away. He was 41. Zack Berman at The Athletic will join us coming up at 7:45 to talk about the pressers yesterday. Amy Fadul joins us from the 8 o'clock hour till the end of the show. Kevin Nagandi at 9 a.m. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
You know every word of the song? Like, you know it all? I think so. Would a band like the
There's a place called
the hell's her name?
Kokomo.
The Beach Boys.
Would that work today? Like a star? Like, let's say the Beach Boys didn't exist however many years ago.
No,
Would this kind of music work today?
no, because
Probably not.
'Cause I like it. It's a nice vibe.
they're too respectful of women. So they're too respectful of women in their lyrics. You know,
I mean,
so I
that's
mean,
not every
that was-
music
I mean,
artist.
there's not a lot of that. So unless they were going
I'm
to be
a country fan.
Well,
all they
no.
all they
Well, I'm
talk about
saying-
is beers and
Yeah, but
trucks
they're
and
not
girls
but they're
and
not
skinny
a
jeans.
They're
Like,
not a country. They're not a country act. They're not going to be a country act. It's the truck. It's the beer.
Yeah.
It's the girl.
Say the same stuff over and over again. All right, good Friday morning to you as we are entering the unofficial start to the summer Memorial Day weekend. Weather might not be playing along, but we have Memorial Day weekend, which means, Johnny, Monday morning, you will be checking the standings for the first time this season. John Kincade follows a strict rule where he does not check the standings
care
in
about
Major
the
League
standings.
Baseball.
Yeah, I have. I've stumbled onto it like 2 or 3 times, but I don't check the standings till Memorial Day. So Monday at some point, I'll check it out. We're
All
not
right.
working, but I'll check it out.
Well, let me give you a little teaser of what we got right now without you looking. Phillies are 9.5 games back of the Atlanta Braves after they dropped 2 of 3 to the Reds. Braves have won a couple of games, so now they're 9.5 back after closing the gap to 7 just a couple days ago. I want you to make a prediction, John.
Okay.
When we come in Tuesday morning, or when you check Monday, because I don't know who the hell are playing Monday. When you
Okay.
check Monday morning, will the Eagles' deficit be will the Phillies' deficit be single digits or double? It is 9.5 right now. Phils begin a 3-game series with the Guardians today. Braves are in a
It'll be
series
no
with
worse.
the Nationals.
It'll be no worse than it is today.
All right, so it will not be double digits.
Because
It
you
is
get
9.5 games right now.
because you get Sanchez Wheeler.
Yes, you do.
So I'm gonna gamble that it will be no worse, even though the Braves still appear to be rampaging. As I hear every morning, I hear my buddy Ben Ingram doing the Braves games, and seems like they're just having a blast.
They have 3 games with the Nationals. Miles Michaelis on the mound tonight for the Nats. So bet like every Brave to hit a home run. You'll probably win enough money to cover betting all 9 batters in the order. I'm dead serious.
That's another one of your weird sports hates.
No, it's not. I don't know how he's still pitching. Like we ask, should the Phillies have the
We have Aaron
conversation
Nola.
about Aaron Nola? Miles Michaelis continues to get signed. Like the Phillies are trapped with the Nola contract. Teams in Major League Baseball can say no. And yet here is a guy who once again has an ERA of 6.91 and somehow pitches in Major League Baseball. They might as well have me and Connor go out there for far less money just for the dream.
Well, they don't want the ERA to be 14.
That's a good point.
That's crazy.
Hey, I once got a guy out, and he said I threw too slow. So maybe, just maybe in the major leagues, I throw too slow.
Jamie Moore will be doing that.
Christopher Sanchez, Zach Wheeler, games 1 and 2 for the Phillies. They have the pitching advantage in both of the first 2 games of the series. Game 3, I'm terrified of. Andrew Painter on the mound for the Phils against Parker Messick, who is a very talented left-handed pitcher for the Guardians.
I don't think I've ever seen him pitch.
He's 5-1 with the 2.45 ERA.
So I will,
Strange arm angle.
I think I've seen highlights of him, but I don't like it. Doesn't ring a bell that I've ever watched him pitch a game. I probably have.
He might do well against the Phillies because the Phillies can't hit. The Phillies can't hit left-handed pitching.
He might.
All right. So, do you have a problem with Uncle Vic?
With
Because
Vic Fangio?
has a problem with the Phillies, John. So,
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Uncle Vic, as we know, big Phillies fan,
Sure.
loves attending Phillies games.
He does love the
So,
Phillies.
like that's real. Like that is
No,
a
I mean,
real love for the Phillies.
I
man.
saw him. I saw him at a Phillies game once.
Well, toward the end of the press conference, as he was getting up off the podium, somebody snuck in the, hey, your thoughts on the Phillies, and take a listen.
I'm down on the Phillies. I didn't like them firing Thompson. Didn't agree with it.
He's anti-Topper
Wow.
firing. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't believe in Magic Mattingly, but I'm going to guess that the great coach that he is goes, those players were the ones that were really struggling, not the manager.
I wish somebody had asked him about A.J. Brown. I wish that somebody had asked Vic about A.J. I'd be interested to hear that. So, because if he does, because it seems like he's putting it on the players. So I'd be interested to hear Vic's thoughts on A.J. Brown, the player.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'd be interested to hear what Vic had to say about that because he has a lot of opinions about the Phillies.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what he has to say about his own team on the offensive side of the ball.
What are your thoughts on him not agreeing with the decision to fire Topper?
I guess Vic must have been really in the film room a lot, not watching the poor fundamentals of the Phillies. How about this? I watch Vic Fangio's defense, and one of the things that I find very, very entertaining to watch about that team and very engaging is they play fundamentally sound for the most part. Their tackling sometimes can get a little loose.
Unless it's Cooper DeJean.
But for the most part, they're a really fundamentally sound defense. He strives for that. I'm surprised that he liked Rob Thompson's managing.
Yeah, look, I think he just realizes, like, they're not doing anything different. He's seam head.
Vic's also said, good players make me look good.
Yeah,
Yes, he has. He has said that.
Well, I think any coach or manager knows that they can. You just got to get, but the key is you need to get the most out of the talent that you have, which obviously Rob Thompson was not as he stared off into space.
Well, can anyone get the most out of Aaron Nola?
Oh, come on.
Yesterday we talked about a little bit, like, what can the organization actually do? Because you can't just say, well, you can say just straight up release, but they're not going to do that because there's 4 years left on the contract.
No, they can't do that.
Like, they can't do it. And then there's talks about bullpen. I heard Ricky Bowe yesterday say, look, his first inning was really good, and then he was really bad in the second inning. So maybe he can be a guy in the bullpen that could just pitch one inning. My only thing is, like, I need gas
inning?
out of the pen.
What inning?
Right. Like, and are
The
we
6th or the 7th, maybe.
You're going to pay
Yeah.
that guy to pitch the 6th or the 7th?
You're paying
I'm
him
not
to
paying him.
lose you games anyway.
I'm not paying him in the ninth.
Connor, I wish I could argue that.
Yeah.
Can't.
I mean, right now he's a disaster. And so we reacted to it. What I always find interesting is when Jason Stark reacts to something. And Jason Stark, as we know, one of the best, Hall of Fame
he's
writer has been covering Major League Baseball forever, knows this Phillies team inside and out. And I'm not saying that Jason Stark is, like, careful with what he says. Like, he's an old school journalist. If he feels the need to say something,
He's a
he'll
straight
say
shooter.
something. But not often do you get, like, a couple of weeks ago, we got him talking about Alec Boehm, saying how he's unplayable. And good for Alec Boehm. He's gotten out of it. He's got a hitting streak going for him. Good for him.
Right.
So he was asked about Aaron Nola yesterday by our friends on Unfiltered. And, man, take a listen to what Jason Stark said about the man that is getting paid a lot of money to hurt his team.
I don't know how anybody can say it's early anymore. This is something they need to figure out and fix. You know, I have a lot of numbers. There's some really scary numbers to tell Aaron Nola's story. How about leadoff hitters have a 448 on base against him? The 3-4 hitters in the other lineup are both slugging over 650 against him. With men on base, I mean, we've talked about this for years. Hitters have over 1,000 OPS against him when he's in the stretch, which is 300 points higher than when he's out of the windup. One more thing I noticed in his defense, literally, his defense is not helping him. The Phillies just do not convert enough batted balls into outs. When he's pitching, the average on balls in play is 359.
That's
the
incredible.
4th worst in baseball. You know who's 3rd? Jesus Luzardo. You know who's 6th? Christopher Sanchez. The batting average on balls in play against all of them is 355 or worse. The league average is like 65 points lower than that. I don't know. This is a huge worry, and I think there's other stuff going on, but those are some highlights or lowlights.
You know what's another one, and I mean that's a bad one. The worst batting average of a starting pitcher with 5+ starts against his fastball.
Oh, yeah. And Luzardo had that problem earlier in the year. He's obviously worked on it a little bit.
That's horrendous. Your fastball,
Well, and here's the problem.
Aaron Nola can't do that?
So Luzardo, when he had that issue, I thought he would be able to fix that fastball issue because he throws in the mid-90s, right? I know it says 98.
Upper.
I don't think that's real, but whatever. Nola's not blowing anyone away.
No.
Like, if guys are teeing up his fastball, one of my big concerns, the takeaway the other game, was that he gave up 8 hits. They weren't even home runs. It's not like guys are just, like, dipping and jacking, right? Like, they're teeing up on this guy, and that's a problem. Like, he can't get it by anybody.
No, he cannot. He cannot. He's not fooling anybody.
And it's
No.
not recent. It's been now a year and change. Like, there's not a solution here that people are going to like.
3 out of the last 4 because if you go and look, you would take what was his ERA a couple of years 3.57. You would take that ERA over the course of the season.
God,
yeah,
yes.
dude.
Yes.
The year before that was a 4.46.
I'd take that too.
No, you would take it, but what I'm saying is it was 4.46 4 seasons ago. Last season was a 6.01. Now it's a 6.04. Like a 4.46 is bad ultimately for a guy that's getting paid that kind of
No,
money.
but we would take that.
of course you would take it. Of course you would take it now. That's a 2-run difference.
Connor, what do you see though with his fastball?
The same thing you've always seen. The problem is the velocity has decreased. The movement has then also decreased. And it's the same thing that has made him visually not a great pitcher for the modern era, has now become an actuality of the issues. Is he doesn't throw hard enough to get anybody out, and he hasn't really had an out pitch that has worked consistently for him for a year and a half now. That 4.46 or whatever that year was, we can't go back to that because Aaron Nola for a long time was always that one good year, one bad year, one good year, and he was just streaky, right? But now we're at a point where he's just bad. It's a different setting now.
Yeah, no, he's cooked. I mean, that's what it is. He's cooked. Like Aaron Nola, velocity's never coming back for Aaron Nola. Like Zach Wheeler. Think about this for a second. Zach Wheeler had the thoracic outlet syndrome, had to have a rib removed. He had a blood clot in his shoulder.
Which is just crazy.
When he first got back to AAA, when he started making his rehab starts, the first day was alarming because you're like, oh, man, he's only touching 93. Like, uh-oh. Those concerns that we had because we didn't know what to think of this situation because we've never experienced before, we're going, oh, man, 93. Then the next outing was 94.
Correct.
Then it got up to 96. The really good start he had against the Boston Red Sox, he pitched really well, but he was still only, for Zach Wheeler's sake, only at 95. This last outing against Pittsburgh, he's hitting 98. Aaron Nola's not finding a resurgence in velocity. Like, he's not all of a sudden going to be hitting 94, 95 on the gun again. His 92 is 92, and it's a soft 92. And that's when he's, like, rearing back and throwing. It's low 90s after the second or third inning, man.
See, that's the scary part. That's where it's scary is you got 4 more years of this.
4.
It's terrible.
Well, you don't have 4. You have 3 at the maybe even
you did.
2.
They brought Taiwan Walker in on the last year.
They kept him going, man.
So why wouldn't
Taiwan
they
Walker had a good year last year.
No, but they kept Taiwan Walker around. There's
Aaron
nothing.
Nola
There's
is
nothing
a
to tell me.
Respected member
And
of
he's
the
a
Phillies organization.
Taiwan. Look, they're going to give Aaron Nola every opportunity to get this thing figured out, and it's going to be to our detriment because nobody's going to bail them out as an organization. Nobody's going to say, "Yeah, we'll take Aaron. We're going to take that bad contract off your hands." It's not the NBA. Nobody's going to say, "Yeah, we'll take that bad contract."
No, he's here.
He's here. We're screwed.
He's here.
We're screwed.
All right. We're building the perfect beach day. You can continue to send in answers to the first question. We're not like the vote is not over. What is our leader right now? Again, building the perfect beach day. We have 4 topics for you to vote on. The first one was the best, in your opinion, boardwalk pizza or Jersey Shore pizza because like Brigantine doesn't have a boardwalk. I think you guys all understand what I'm saying. What do
They
we
used
got?
to have a castle though, which you didn't get to go to. You would have loved it.
It mysteriously burned down.
Mac and Manco's running away with it. They got 6 votes. Sam's Pizza Palace has 2. Romeo's has 2. Michelle's has 1. And 3 Brothers in Ocean City has 1.
Three Brothers
is
solid.
good. No, that is solid pizza.
solid.
Again, though, I don't need it on the boardwalk, but it's solid.
That's the
Yeah.
big pie. That's the one where you
Yes.
can try to eat it within 30 minutes.
Correct.
and you
Those
get pies
guys
for life.
I took the picture of you guys on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really impressive slice of pizza.
Oh yeah.
That was really good.
I did 7 and I could not eat the 8th. It was really bad.
And you were doing that in high school?
Oh yeah, man.
And you fell short because I said that's the one I took the picture, sent it to you guys, and I said, I think Connor could give this thing a run.
No, you can give it a run. Is
it that? Is
it's
it that?
big, dude.
Oh no, it looked big.
Yeah, it's a big pie. It's basically 2 pizzas, and you're eating it in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not going down the shore to overeat. I'm going down the shore to drink.
Yeah, exactly. To overdrink.
But you thought you could make a run at
I'd
it,
say
right?
overdrink. Probably
No?
not. Maybe in my younger days.
All right, so keep on answering. The vote's not over, even though Mac and Manco or Manco and Manco, however you want to type it out, is in the lead right now. So question 2, maybe John will participate in this one because he's
Yes.
anti-boardwalk.
No,
pizza.
I just go look at. I'm just being honest with you. Just give you my honest answer.
All right.
Don't take it.
Best beach day activity off the beach.
Oh, okay.
Now, I have 4 options, and you can give a specific one to it if you want for extra credit.
Okay, this is good. I like
All right.
this one.
The 4 options are arcade,
Uh-huh.
water park, miniature golf, amusement park, rides and stuff. I know there could be
So
some
does that
arcade
include
games.
boardwalk? Are you counting the boardwalk rides as amusement park?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Maurice Pierce.
Maurice Pierce, which, by the way, you got to check out the deal of the week, man.
Oh,
Perfect
yes.
time for a deal of the week. Maurice Pierce. Look at that, Connor. Make the summer unforgettable at Maurice Pierce. You could pay $75. So $70. Get one same-day ride and water park combo ticket for just $70. That's unlimited rides on all 3 piers and access to both water parks for a whole day. Get this deal while supplies last at 975thefanatic.com.
Do it.
/deals.
By the way, buy multiple because you're absolutely going to love it, and it's going to be awesome.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Cousin Matt's pissed at you, by the way. You left off a great day's gambling for people going over to gamble.
I think a lot of people have kids, and that might make that difficult.
The 15-year-old or the 10-year-old or the 5-year-old might not be able to participate. So what would you vote? Arcade, water park, miniature golf, amusement park, and do you have a specific one?
I don't have it would be, for me, it would be miniature golf,
Okay.
and it would be I believe it's called the Congo golf on the boardwalk where it says the gorilla is in the helicopter, and and they play the Shock the Monkey.
Do you want to know that
Bum,
I
bum,
have
bum,
the
bum,
exact
bum.
same answer?
You're kidding me.
I love that because you
It's
can pick,
great.
there's 3 different courses too.
Yes, there is, and it's bum bum bum.
And you
bum,
can
bum.
pay for one
Yes.
and then sneak on to the next one.
Well, that would not be cool. But what do you do when
I've
you get
done
to
it
18
numerous
because they take
times.
the ball?
no,
118.
no, it's the free hole is 19.
Oh, the free hole is 19.
So you just
you just skip the free hole.
Yeah, man.
They don't notice you walking around.
No, dude, do you think the 14-year-old that's scrolling through Instagram is noticing if I'm playing a second round of 18 at Congo Falls on Ocean City, New Jersey?
Not a lot of great security at the mini golf places.
No, dude, I think I'm fine.
I can't say that I'm pleased with your theft of service, but it's okay.
Oh, dude, everything on the Ocean City boardwalk is theft in terms of how much everything costs. So let me.
I don't think Congo golf's that expensive at all. It's
Let me
great.
feed back a little bit. So I too go miniature golf and specifically
Same place.
Congo Falls. Oh,
That's
yeah,
incredible.
It's the
It's a great. That's the best place.
You
to
also
play.
get hit with a little AC in that one too, which is
Uh-huh, you
important.
do.
And they got the fans going.
Right.
It's really hot.
They do.
Connor, of those 4,
Soft. I like outside mini golf. I like the Jurassic John in Wildwood, North Wildwood.
All right,
but it's
but you're-
also
wait
Wait a
mini
minute.
golf.
I don't know
Mini
where
golf.
that one is. Where is that?
It's right on 4th when you're coming onto the island.
It's right on 4th, so it's okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I guess so it's outdoors. So
It's got like dinosaurs and stuff. It's
Now-
pretty cool.
Now, to me, the outdoors at night is the winner. Like outdoors at night is great when you're getting the breeze and everything like that. During the daytime, hell no.
Yeah, at night I'm doing other activities.
we had
that's it.
we had the morning tradition, the family bike ride
Oh, that's awesome.
down the boardwalk and
See
back.
I think that's one of the best traditions.
And then we'd stop at one of the mini golf places. It's why I'm only good at putting and nothing else. Is because but I need like a windmill for me to make.
By the way, you do have a good putting game.
Yeah, because it's you practice one thing for all those years. So far, miniature golf on YouTube also, like we have not got an answer for anything else. I didn't realize.
Nothing else?
No.
Miniature golf is huge, though. There's a great one in Cape May.
Oh, I got one water park from Cliff.
There's a great one right along the main drag in Cape May that is like right in the middle of town. That is right across from the beach block. It's sort of catty corner to the arcade, which backs up to which is on the beach.
Yeah.
And there's a great one there. But other than that, I mean, you got to find a good, because there can be crappy miniature golf too.
Oh, absolutely can.
And there are some really good miniature golf spots down there. That's
By the way,
awesome.
if you had a second vote, because I will be honest, I was teetering between miniature golf and arcade. The arcade's great. And
Not an arcade guy.
I love an arcade. And dude, I think I could be 50 years old, 60 years old,
and you'd
90
love
years
playing in
old.
the arcade.
Yeah, dude. Like the arcade, it's ding, 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 ding. It's a magical place.
I like the boardwalk games.
It's
I
where
don't
my
like the
gambling
arcade
addiction
games.
started.
See, now the whole thing of the boardwalk games, though, knowing how much they're rigged.
Oh, no, I mean like the
like I'm not-
actual arcade games.
Oh
like,
no,
like
exactly.
pinball.
No, going into like Bob's Grill at
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
13th. Go into Bob's Grill and play, and go into enjoy that. It'd be
Yeah, no, I
awesome.
know what you're talking about with the basketball net that's slightly bent. And
Sorry, you got
No,
jumper
it's
in what?
narrow. It's smaller.
All right. So the 4 options. Pick one to build the perfect beach day. The offshore activity. Arcade, miniature golf, which is running away with it right now. Water park or amusement park. Text them into the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. All right, coming up next, we did a little Phillies this past segment because Jason Stark told you basically Aaron Nola is completely cooked. He's burnt. He's burnt. It's not even
He's
like
toasted.
well done. Like
He's
it's,
toasty.
It's go to the trash burnt turkey on Thanksgiving. I ruined the holiday. John Kincade is wondering if Finkel is Einhorn, is Maury Dombrowski. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Mannion talks Hurts. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles start OTAs on Tuesday, but the coordinators got their offseason going yesterday as Vic Fangio and new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion met with the media. Mannion talked about working with Jalen Hurts and what he's capable of.
Yeah, Jalen's been awesome. He can do anything we ask of him. He's accurate. He's a great athlete. In terms of skill set, though, he has great arm strength, great accuracy, obviously a tremendous athlete, and attacks his fundamentals. Those are the guys you love to work with.
So we'll see what that develops into as they look to build out the offense. We'll be keeping up with the Birds as they continue to gear up for their OTAs. Again, that's on this coming Tuesday when those start. The Phillies start a series with the Guardians tonight at the bank, looking to bounce back from their first series loss under Don Mattingly. 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Christopher Sanchez on the mound against Gavin Williams. In playoff news, the Knicks took a 2-0 lead on the Cavs last night in the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA, and the Canadiens beat the Hurricanes 6-2 to take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NHL. And sad news out of NASCAR yesterday is legendary driver Kyle Busch. It was announced he passed away. He was 41. Zack Berman, The Athletic, joins us coming up at 7:45 to react to yesterday's press conferences. This update is brought to you by Foreman Mills. Philly, 2201 Cotman Ave is open, and the grand deals are still on at Foreman Mills. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
7 a.m. hour is brought to you by the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. Live bet sports on the BetParks app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Very solid summer choice if you are a country fan out there. I know not everybody is, but it's a good choice there. Connor, it is 7:30 on this Friday morning, the unofficial start to the summer. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. We'll be off on Monday as a show, back at it on Tuesday. And, of course, Johnny Kincade will be checking Monday morning for the first time all season where the Phillies are at in the standings. And right now, I already told him that they're 9.5 games back of the Atlanta Braves.
You screwed it up for me. I mean, you're already telling that. So please don't screw up the wild card standings for me, please.
Oh, should I tell you what they are?
No, please don't.
You're checking wild card on Memorial Day?
Yeah, because he's already told me the divisional standing, so I already don't have to worry about checking it.
All right, Eric Kratz.
It's
saying
it's of no inch. There's no reason to check it when I already know what it is now. He's ruined it for me.
All right, I won't tell you.
Spoiler,
Please don't.
Seriously, don't. I don't care. Like, I mean, I'll look at it and I'll look at it more. But
All
it's not. I realize this. It doesn't matter. Because as I said, it doesn't matter. This team was 6 games under 500 on June 3rd in 2022 and 2023. It doesn't matter. That's why you don't care about standings like this until at least Memorial Day till you start to even glance at it. Let the season be done. What are we, 50 games in? 50? Yeah, 25 and 25. 50 games in. Around a third of the way through the season right now after Memorial Day, you get a good feeling as to where they are, which is perfect. So it's good.
Well, you have a question about one Dave Dombrowski. I already know my answer.
Okay.
But I saw the question. So
do you think before I give the question to the audience, when you saw the question, did you scoff?
My answer is, what have you heard me say for like 2 years now?
Okay. Oh, so you actually then are going to be more adept to this than maybe it's maybe something that Connor will be more like, maybe he'll scoff at.
We'll see.
I think it's fair to ask. We just sent a president of a basketball organization out the door because of the main status of how he left this organization and the predicament he's left them in. And that's Daryl Morey. And a team with horrible contracts that's absolutely saddled, that has no freedom to really do anything because of how he saddled them. Dave Dombrowski knew, and if he didn't know, he just doesn't pay attention. And I know that he's a man that is known for attention to detail, that there was a salary cap coming. And the Phillies, and Major League Baseball Network will tell you, and others will tell you, they are in the worst position to face a salary cap, arguably in baseball, with the contracts that they've signed, as far as the players, the return on investment for those players, and everything.
And in fairness, like the Harper, Turner,
they were done years ago.
This was years ago, but JT Realmuto, like that,
terrible.
Salary cap or not,
terrible,
bad contract.
So what I would say to you is this. Could you make the argument that Dave Dombrowski has done exactly to the Phillies what Daryl Morey did to the Sixers?
I've been saying that he's been living off his resume for 2.5 years. And Daryl Morey, let's face it, lived off of that James Harden trade for a long time.
And Daryl Morey potentially brought you more young talent through his eye?
Yeah, we see immediacy in NBA, whereas baseball, we have to wait forever, especially.
And this organization makes you wait. But that's a Dave Dombrowski decision also.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is that could it be argued that Dave Dombrowski has done as poor a job as Daryl Morey? Because he's in a sport without a salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a top 4 payroll, as I've said to you before, you should average 93.4 wins. Over the last 10 years, the payroll the Phillies have had, you average 93.4 wins. And when the Phillies have spent that as a top 4 payroll, they haven't even averaged that. So they've even been below that. So I don't know. Has he really done that good a job?
Here's how I'll look at both teams before I look at both Pobos. Pobob, president of basketball
What do you call
operations.
It's Pobo, right? You call him the Pobo?
Well, in baseball.
They're both Pobo.
Are they both Pobo?
Baseball and basketball.
Basketball, president of basketball, yes.
Right, thank you.
See, that's why you went to that school over in
That's why you're there. They both are good enough to make the playoffs. They should make the playoffs.
Well, basketball, you better make the playoffs.
Right, but they should make the playoffs considering the amount of money that is being allocated to certain star players on each team. but they both have had similar flaws. Not similar in terms of Phillies and Sixers are similar flaws, but like the real reason why they keep getting eliminated is the same thing, right? Like the Sixers keep getting eliminated. Why? Embiid's not healthy enough. You don't have enough wing scoring. You have nothing off the bench. When Embiid goes to the bench, you don't have a good backup option. It's been the same story for 3, 4, 5 years now with the Sixers. The Phillies, bats go cold. I mean, it's been the same story for the Phillies I'll discount the World Series. They got to the World Series. Like, good for them. NLCS, colossal failure. The Mets series, the Dodgers series. It's been the same result for 3 straight years. Untimely bad moments from your bullpen, and your offense can't save you because they go cold. And it's the same roster.
It doesn't seem to learn everything.
Yeah, so they're the same. So, yes, to me, Dombrowski, Morey, they're pretty much the same person for me at this point.
Yeah, relatively. I can nitpick the differences in the sport and the differences in the problems, but essentially the Phillies and the Sixers have been in the same spot for a while now.
Phillies, it's easier.
It's easier in baseball. Baseball's an easier thing to be.
This isn't working. Here's more money.
Give me a top 4. Give me a top 4 payroll in baseball.
Right.
You could take people. You could take people with a knowledge of baseball off the street.
Yeah.
That could do some of the things that he did.
This guy's really good player. He's better than the player we currently have. Yeah, we're paying that guy $10 million, but let's give this guy 15. Basketball is
let's wallet whip him. We're gonna wallet whip this team, and then that's what he's done. Because the other moves, I haven't seen a lot of the craftiness that he's been known for in the past. The Mick Abel trade looks good.
Yeah,
I think very good.
That was a very good trade.
Yeah,
looks very good right now on it. I would say so.
And maybe 5 years later, the Martian one's finally working out for him. Took a while, but
this year it looks very good.
Yeah, this one looks really good, but it's taken some time, and he's part of the reason why you've come up small in the playoffs. The Alec Bowman sagas, that's all on him.
I think the Luzardo trade's still a win, even with what he's given you this year, just what you got out of it last year.
And look, I'll give him credit for the Christopher Sanchez contract, getting ahead of that, right? Like,
yeah, I like the getting ahead of it and getting ahead of it twice.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like so there are things like, again, Daryl Morey did some nice things. They're very similar.
They're the same.
Dave Dombrowski has done some nice things, but has he done enough for them to win a championship? No.
It's the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
Now, here's the difference, the big difference. It depends how much you look at resume, but Dave Dombrowski has rings and Daryl Morey does not.
Yeah, but we're talking about their tenure in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but I'm talking just the tenure here.
I understand.
I don't care about what he did anywhere else. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, it doesn't. It should a little bit.
It doesn't. It doesn't bring me any happiness, joy.
But if we're comparing the two guys, and we're going to say this guy has won multiple times, and the other guy never got there. Yeah,
but we're doing only here. We're doing tenure as Phillies, tenure as Sixers. We're not talking about resumes. We're talking about what they've done for this city. Daryl Morey and Dave Dombrowski,
kind of the same.
If Daryl Morey was in a non-salary cap sport, I believe Daryl Morey would be Dave Dombrowski, if not better, because he understands talent better. He's a better eye for talent.
I don't know that that's true. I really don't know if that's true. Baseball, it's so hard to evaluate. Like, the minor league system has gotten significantly better since Dave Dombrowski has taken over.
Why?
Because Dave Dombrowski retooled the farm system.
The guy,
hold on.
Who did?
Who hired Preston Mattingly?
I understand, but who did the retooling of the minor league system? Preston Mattingly.
Hold on, because this is where we do the prospect thing. How do you know that? Like, Andrew,
you do know it.
But like Andrew Painter he's not been good so far. So
Crawford has been.
All right, and they don't even play him every day.
They refuse to play their everyday center fielder.
Getting the zone autism stinks.
It's terrible.
Okay, he wasn't one of the guys.
All right.
He wasn't ever listed as one.
Okay. Aiden Miller, it's health. You can't crush him for the health. It is concerning. But, like, I don't know. Who's the prospect that you're like?
Their organization, by the people who evaluate minor league talent and funnels in organizations, their organization has taken huge leaps since Preston Mattingly took over the minor league organization.
Okay.
And he runs the minor leagues.
Right, but
Dave Dombrowski's his boss and hired him.
Brought him in because he believed in him. That's a Dombrowski win.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be one or the other. They could both be good.
Yeah, he's not the guy doing it, though. That's all I'm saying, too, is he's not the guy making – Preston is the guy who's going to – I'm going to give Preston the credit for it because Preston is the guy who turned it around. He's the guy who now has them rising through the ranks, who's had them improving every single year.
Bottom line is I think they're very similar. Very similar. And you know what?
It's sad
and you know what I'm disappointed because Daryl Morey is looked at as – not just here in Philadelphia, from the NBA, Daryl Morey is looked at as some like guru, right? Dave Dombrowski is Bob Nightingale, he's the safest guy there. Like people love Dave Dombrowski. I have been disappointed by both. Ultimately, both have been a major disappointment in terms of who they are, who they're supposed to be, what they've accomplished. They have not been that here.
So that goes to Connor's conversation earlier, that the reputation both of them walked in the door with a reputation. Dave Dombrowski walked in with rings.
Yeah.
And what they've delivered to us, they've not delivered.
No.
Yeah,
they didn't deliver.
I mean, Dave Dombrowski's team played in the World Series. Daryl Morey's team's never made it out of the second round.
Again, in a payroll where you can dumb your way into it when you spend that much money in baseball, every team wins 93 or 94 games.
Okay, so give Daryl Morey more money so that Kyle Lowry can make $7 million.
No, I'm just saying is that in baseball, when you spend that much money, you win 94 games.
All right, coming up next, I'd love for this to continue, but we have Zack Berman on coming up next. We had to move some things around. Today's headlines with Connor Thomas, normally at 7:47-ish, will be at 8:47-ish. Zack Berman from The Athletic will join us next. Sean Mannion spoke for the first time as Eagles OC. Vic Fangio spoke again. He was not even close to retiring, according to him. We'll talk to Zack Berman. Coming up next, it is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Inside.
ever. All right, it's 7:46 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. And we will be joined momentarily. Oh, whoa, is it a Zoom special? Oh, dude, I didn't know. I thought this was, the old-fashioned phone-in, Johnny. But joining us now here on Kincade and Salciunas via our Zoom feed from The Athletic, one of our favorites, our man Zack Berman joins us. Zack, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, look
Hi,
look
Zack.
how clear he sounds. It's just beautiful.
Last night at trivia, I met one of the Berman's friends. She came up and she said, I'm friends with Zack Berman and his wife. And so I took a little selfie and we sent it along to Zack.
That's wonderful.
He's popular. They're lovely people, is how the Bermans were described.
Damn right, Zack.
We think he's lovely, too.
Zack, you're a lovely person. Sean Mannion was lovely, I guess, yesterday. It was a nice press conference. It was one of those, like, how much did we get out of it? So we'll ask you, how much did you get out of Sean Mannion's introductory press conference yesterday?
Well, it was a chance to see him and talk to him, right? Which we've been waiting for since late January here, and I thought he obviously didn't give you all the secrets, but he explained some of his philosophy. I think for some of the questions and concerns about the lack of experience, lack of play calling experience, and coaching experience altogether, he basically explained this is what he'd been preparing for. I mean, ever since he was 7 years old with his father on a yellow legal pad, but even while he was in the NFL as a backup quarterback, he was envisioning what he would do calling plays. Same thing when he was with the Packers these past 2 years. So for an inexperienced coach, he's really leaning on that experience. And then you heard things that all OCs say in terms of adjusting to their personnel, having a philosophy, and then blending it in with what he's already doing. And I think that will come over time. But then the last thing, and I think this is most important, is really his endorsement of Jalen Hurts and the fact that he thinks Jalen can function within this offense and do everything that's needed in this offense. And so I think that's the relationship that's going to be most important in this development here.
When you hear him speak, can you compare and contrast to what you've heard from offensive coordinators in the past and what might be different?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own kind of unique personality, even when you talk to them away from the podium. I think in Sean Mannion's case, what comes through is the playing experience. It's something that he touched on. It's something that he has kind of in his hip pocket, if you will. The 9 years in the NFL, that's a big part of who he is, and that's so you always kind of lean on what you've done, and what he's done is play in the league and have, whether it was Kirk Cousins or Jared Goff, Geno Smith, you go on down the list of different quarterbacks. He's certainly comfortable up there. And what I mean by that is, this is a guy who he was the franchise quarterback, if you will, at Oregon State. He was the face of the program at Oregon State. This isn't the first time he stood in front of a group of intimidating reporters like me, right? And I say that in jest if you see me on the Zoom screen here. But yeah, I mean, this is something that he's able to do, and I think he's going to be, at least on those Tuesdays, a good representative of the organization.
By the way, speaking of the Zoom screen, this is how I know Zack Berman has made it. He's got the bookshelf background. Which, if you ever watch any
Shefty,
ESPN show,
they'll have that.
The bookshelf background is when I know that you made it. So congratulations to you, Zack Berman. All right, so
I appreciate. I just view it as a way to promote my books. To be honest,
you're smart.
That's good though. Have them on display.
Smart man.
Yeah.
So Zack, one of the things that we got into today about changing the offense, you mentioned it. He's going to try to blend what has worked and his own ideas. Do you believe that it's another year, same question pops up, that Sean Mannion has majority say? I know that it will never be complete say, but majority say on what the offense is. Obviously, last year, I don't think Patullo had that. 2 years ago, it was weird. One day, Sirianni would say it's all Kellen Moore. The next day, he'd say it's my offense. Kellen Moore's running the plays. Then the next day, it was we're blending ideas. So what's Sean Mannion's, I guess, power when it comes to this Eagles offense?
Oh, I think Sean has considerable power here. I think that he's here to run a system and an offense that the Eagles were attracted to. In the examples you gave in the past, in particular Kellen Moore, yeah, I think that was the plan with Kellen. Ultimately, though, you have to coach the players on your team, and you have to do what it takes to win that Sunday. And so I go back to 2021, and when Nick Sirianni came in here, the offense in Week 10 wasn't what the offense was in Week 1, because I think they were almost running like a Phillip Rivers offense at the start of the season. And then as the season evolves, you look at your personnel and you look at your quarterback, you look at your O-line, you look at your talent, and you have to do what it takes to win that Sunday. And so, I now we're talking 6 years later here. I expect Sean Mannion to bring in the concepts that appeal to Sirianni, in particular, that Shanahan-McVay tree. So they're going to be under center quite a bit. There's going to be under center play action. The running game is going to be a wide zone run. I mean, Jeff Stoutland's not here. I think that speaks volumes as far as the type of offense they're going to run. But ultimately, Jalen Hurts and the receivers and the O-line and Saquon and the backs, they're going to need to it's going to need to fit their skill set. It can't just be putting a round peg in a square hole.
Do you think that the change in offensive line coach and the change of offensive philosophy potentially could extend the life of 3 of the banged-up members of this offensive line?
I don't think the change in philosophy is going to do that. I don't think the way they were playing was the reason they were banged up. I think, if anything, the lack of a playoff run last year will be advantageous to some of these guys in terms of they're going to have, a longer time to recover. And in Lane Johnson's case, he's getting older. In Landon Dickerson's case, he's got a lot of miles on his tires. Same thing. I mean, Cam Jurgens doesn't have a lot of miles on his tires, but he was coming back from injury last year. So, yeah, I think going into the year, they're going to be healthier. The question is, if we have this conversation in December, how do they withstand some of those short weeks and coming back throughout the year? But I do think this line is going to be better based on the fact that 2 guys aren't coming off surgeries. Lane Johnson is healthier going into the year, so that's going to be huge for the offense, frankly.
Zach, Vic Fangio made it clear that he was not going anywhere. I know there was a lot of talk after the season ended that he was really strongly contemplating retirement. What did you hear, obviously, before he made the decision to come back, and were you surprised by the way he spoke about his return yesterday?
To the latter part of the question, no, I was not surprised, and I'll kind of back my way into that. And the first thing I heard, this is something he was considering, and as he said, he considers it every year. But Vic is I mean, first off, as you guys know, he holds a great press conference. He's clever.
Oh, yeah.
He knows what he's doing up there, and I don't think he was going to get up there and say he was about to retire. And I think as Jason Kelce used to say too, you take that time at the end of every year. And as Fangio said, his birth certificate indicates that this is something that he needs to think about. Right. He said he's good for 2 more years at least. He says he's reverse aging. I imagine at the end of every year he'll evaluate this, but by answering the question that way, one of the things he did is he kept this from being like a retirement tour. And in December, the questions being, are you coming back? Are you coming back? And so that was a shrewd move on his behalf. And I can say that he hasn't lost his fastball either coaching or talking, right? And so as long as he wants to do this, he'll be able to do it in Philly.
There are 4 Sundays till Father's Day. You do have some books that probably dads who are Birds fans would really enjoy reading.
He can point to them right now.
Where can they get said books? Because you're always looking for something for dad. Yeah. I think a book, and then you got The Shore, a nice little book to take down the beach. What would it be?
I appreciate it. Check out Leap Year. That's my most recent one.
I love it.
September. So first Father's Day with that. It's a chance to relive the Super Bowl season, and I think it's relevant for this year too, because in that first chapter or the second chapter, you see what they did to bounce back from the 2023 season. You see some of the coaching staff changes, the offseason changes, and some of that's applicable to what they're going through now. So I appreciate you bringing it up. Make sure you check out Leap Year, available wherever books are sold.
Zach, you're the man. We appreciate the time as always. Real quick before we let you go, we are trying to build the perfect beach day. So far, the 2 topics that we have on the table, your personal answer, Boardwalk Pizza. And the second one is off-the-shore experience. And you have to pick between arcade, amusement park, water park, or miniature golf? What would your answers be?
Yeah. So for the second part, when I was a kid, I would have said water park. Now with my kids, they would go arcade or mini golf probably. Although water parks up there, the amusement parks have frankly changed down the shore since I was a kid. And then boardwalk pizza. I mean, I used to go Mac and Mancos when I was growing up. But they're all good as long as it's hot, right?
Exactly.
There's some good cheesesteaks down there too.
Zach, they're all good. Say that to
Yeah.
John Kincade, who's the first person in the history of the world that told me he doesn't like boardwalk pizza.
Oh, come on, yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
You don't
Even
have to pretend.
Amy Fadul was like, "What is
I
wrong
said
with this guy?"
of the 100 best slices I've ever had in my life, none of them have been on a boardwalk.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I agree with that. I agree. The
Yes,
best
it's the
pizza's not on
truth.
the
It's like
boardwalk.
There's
it's
a
the
distinct
surrounding.
taste
No,
and
no, it's
enjoyment
the
of
surrounding.
it.
It's no. If you want to tell me that it's the surroundings of being on the beach, it's awesome. But
Yeah.
the 100 best slices I've had, none of them have been on a boardwalk.
Yeah, the 100 best slices are in Philly, right? And
Well,
so-
or anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go, buddy.
Zach, we appreciate
Thanks,
the
Zach.
time, man. Keep up the great work as always. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
There is Zack Berman
Thank you
from
for
the
the great
Athletic.
journalist backing up the point. You don't. We're just talking about the pizza quality. The best slices you've had have not been on the
That's
boardwalk.
delicious, man.
Stop.
That sea salt air.
No, that's what you know. No, that's what
No,
you're
it's a
talking
part of the
about.
ingredients,
No,
dude.
it's not. It has nothing to do with it.
By the way, water park resurgence.
Really?
YouTube, after mini golf ran away with it, and now we're one vote shy on the YouTube / Zack Berman and us. We'll check the text line. David's on the text line coming up next.
Making a late run in this.
Yes. Also, we have to check the Dr. Avidan Appel Iron Mountain Men's Health Poll of the day because it's about how much of a different offense you'd like to see. And the results are interesting.
Uh-oh.
It is
Interesting in a
Kincade
good way.
and Salciunas, and we welcome in Amy Fadul next as well here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The identity of the offense. I'm Connor Thomas, and that's been a big conversation for years now with the Eagles, and they start OTAs on Tuesday, so the coordinators got a chance to meet with the media yesterday. Vic Fangio, new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion, both taking their time, and Mannion talked about the identity of the Eagles offense as they get ready for this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing we want our offense to look like is we talk about play style a lot, playing with great effort, great physicality, being great teammates. When you turn on the tape, what does the Eagles offense look like? Those are the things we really want to stand out, just as a broad strokes.
We'll be keeping up with the Birds as they continue to gear up for OTAs on Tuesday. The Phillies start a series with the Guardians tonight at the bank, looking to bounce back from their first series loss under Don Mattingly. 6:40 p.m. first pitch for tonight. Christopher Sanchez on the mound against Gavin Williams. In playoff news, the Knicks took a 2-0 lead on the Cavs last night in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Canadiens beat the Hurricanes 6-2 to take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NHL. And sad news out of NASCAR's legendary driver Kyle Busch passed away yesterday. He was 41. Amy Fadul joins the guys coming up. She'll be with us for the remainder of the show. Kevin Nagati of ESPN joins us at 9 a.m. I'm Connor Thomas for home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic.
In her eyes, she goes with me to a blossom room.
It is 8:02 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic, and it's a Friday with Fadul.
Good
Amy
morning,
Fadul
everyone.
in studio. Amy, happy unofficial start to the summer, despite us all wearing sweatshirts and sweatpants.
Great. I literally was getting dressed and I was like, I'm going to need a sweatshirt today and pants
So
and a long
tomorrow,
sleeve shirt under it.
we're doing Lithuania Day at my parents' house because the weather looks like crap.
Yeah.
The weather outside
Everybody is
dreadful.
trying to come up with as many creative ways.
So I called my
this
sister
weekend.
and I go, hey, we're going to do Lithuania Day because they're going down too. It's going to be full house, man. Can't wait. And I was like, believe it or not, we're going to have bad weather Memorial Day weekend. It's the most hyped up, under-delivered 3-day weekend.
I would say of the last, let's just throw a number at 15 years. You could probably count on one hand the number of nice Memorial Day
And I think
weekends.
last year was actually somewhat
Last year
nicer.
wasn't terrible.
It wasn't. That's where our bar is.
Wasn't
it's
terrible.
not terrible.
Yeah, it
it
was
wasn't
not
50
terrible.
and rainy. So that's where I was like, oh, well, look at this.
We had
just
a nice
a
day
couple
for the
days ago.
golf tournament. I remember it was nice. Memorial Day golf tournament was nice on the Sunday.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
about
that.
it.
Yeah, I do feel like there was like one or two.
That was
this
it.
is like.
But there's
epic.
also, if it's 75 degrees here, that means it's 60 down the shore.
Yeah, it's chillier.
It's actually not that.
Yeah.
Like, I make them. I can't wait to go down
The
to
shore's
Jersey
going to
Shore.
be, though, I thought they said last night on the news, if I'm not mistaken, that the shore was going to be actually warmer than Philly.
It's still going to be exceptionally rainy.
Yeah, yeah. It's not,
But the
it might
shore,
be warmer. It ain't
but
going to
the
be
shore
drier.
was going to be warmer
Yeah,
than
I don't
Philly
know.
was.
Well,
Like, so
It's,
it
what,
still
like a
sucks.
degree or two?
Exactly.
Well, I hope everybody enjoys their 3-day weekend wherever you're
Yes.
spending it, indoors most likely or outdoors. Enjoy yourself. Amy, so yesterday we had the press conference of Sean Mannion and Vic Fangio. And Vic Fangio, the great baseball mind that he is.
I just like how he always ends his press conferences. He would rather have an entire press conference about the Phillies
Yes.
than he would about the Eagles defense. There's no doubt in my mind. And I would be here for it.
There is a 0% chance that we can get Vic Fangio on the show, unfortunately, because of contractual obligations.
Right.
There is at least a 0.1% chance that if I ran to Vic Fangio and I said, hey, strictly Phillies, would you come on the show? And he might say yes.
Yeah.
At least a 0.1%
He at least would think
chance.
about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he would think
absolutely.
about it.
Think about it.
I'm not real happy with the Phillies. Oh, wait.
So, Amy, when Sean Mannion spoke,
Come
you know,
back.
you're going to get as much as you're going to get out of an introductory press conference. We talked about it earlier. Like last year when Patullo spoke, we were like, all right, this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. It's just, can he do it? And we quickly found out that he can't.
Yeah.
The one big thing that we're going to keep an eye on is just how much is this Sean Mannion's offense? The same question we asked about Kellen Moore a couple of years ago. This was Sean Mannion yesterday talking about the blend, the red blend.
The blend.
That is his offensive ideas and what has worked in the past with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's a great question. Kind of like I spoke to before, it's a blend. It's a blend. And obviously there's things schematically that we're bringing. There's things that the Eagles offense has really thrived with doing in the years past. So, you know, in terms of the verbiage, the terminology, it's a process of seeing, hey, what makes sense to keep? What are things that, you know, with some of the new changes coming in, need to change? So that's something we've looked at really from day one, you know, understanding kind of the background of the scheme here, what are some of the things we want to add, what are the things we want to tweak, and how do we build kind of the language of our offense. But that's been a great process. You know, it's there's elements that are new and there's elements, you know, that will remain in terms of terminology. But that process has been a lot of fun because ultimately, like I said before, it's all about bringing something to the table and then how can we continue to make it better? How do we continue to build it, streamline things? And that's really the whole process of the language of the offense, you know, is really a good example of kind of where that takes place.
So we got into a discussion earlier about, do you want it to be completely new? And I said out loud, I know I might be over the top sometimes. I might overreact occasionally every once in a while.
Occasionally.
Every now and again.
If I could completely erase what the Eagles have done the last couple of years, I would erase it.
Wow.
I would hit Control Alt Delete.
Insane.
I would.
So would I.
If it was on paper, I would get a bucket of whiteout and dump it on top and say, let's start over. I don't care if it's what Jalen wants. I don't care if it's what Nick wants. I've seen them win a Super Bowl. I've seen them copy-paste offenses instead of Control-Alt-Delete, and then the next year they get crushed because of it, even though they have winning records. The offense is non-existent, and they lost in the playoffs last year because of that offense. So we have a poll running, brought to us by Dr. Avondale Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health. It's always strong in the morning here. Connor, tell us what it is. And John, well, I know what it is. The results are pretty interesting.
I'm going to be surprised when I hear this.
Do you want a totally different offense for the Eagles this year, or are you okay with blending in concepts from previous years? Two options, obviously. Totally different offense has 55% of the vote. Okay with a blend has 45%.
I'm surprised 45%.
I can't believe it.
I'm shocked that many people are okay with the blend.
Well, I think it's because it includes years, not last year. I think that's the key for me. I would probably vote for that one. So include me in the 45%.
But here's the thing.
Because of the wording?
Because it said years. So at any point in the previous 5 years, would I take anything from that? I probably would.
All right, let me ask you about 2 years ago.
Last year?
The year
No.
they won the Super Bowl. And I'm not trying to put you in a weird spot here. What did you like about the Eagles offense? And you can't say it worked.
The commitment to the run game.
Yes, but it wasn't man, did you see that concept?
Well, you mean innovative? I don't know. I guess I'm kind of the mindset the wheel's already been invented. There's very few concepts that are completely, truly brand new to me. When you watch the offenses, they're all nuanced versions of something else. So I think everything you're going to see is still going to be a blend, even if you completely have a complete,
of course,
not even whiteout, just a brand new piece of paper, a whole notebook even, a fun new playbook with blank pieces of paper in it. So I think that there's always going to be some kind of blend. But I think when you add it to there's just the last 2 seasons have been so tough to watch for the lack of any kind of motion in that offense. And that's the one thing that I think you want to look at. We were promised motion. We flirted with the idea of motion. It never came to fruition.
Well,
you
Nick
never
Sirianni doesn't like it. I don't motion, just to motion is words that came out of his mouth on a microphone.
Which he does. You don't have to just motion to motion.
Correct.
Which it always
you can
annoyed
actually
me.
do something.
You can actually do it.
Use it.
Like ask Kyle
It is
Shanahan.
It is a fun thing.
Ask Kyle Shanahan. Ask Sean McVay.
Hey, remember when you
Ask
lost
them
the
about
Super Bowl with identical mirror plays where there was pre-snap motion and Patrick Mahomes saw exactly what the defense was doing and then he was able to score a touchdown on it twice?
Well,
motion can be a tool, but there's also the point that apparently Jalen Hurts doesn't like it. And this is why I'm in favor of ripping it all up because I don't really care about what Jalen likes anymore. If we're doing prove-it years, because that's what the Eagles are doing, then I don't really care what he likes. Obviously, I want him to be able to succeed in the offense. I'm not saying, hey, throw left-handed. But,
right.
if the best thing from a Sean Mannion offense, which is the McVay-Shanahan tree, is under center, pre-snap motion, and play action, and apparently Jalen Hurts doesn't necessarily like any of those three things, I don't really care.
Yeah, I think that's where I would be leaning towards the 55% of the voters because I would want to have more of that. But I think blowing it all up and not having a single thing that would at least give your quarterback some kind of comfort level, no matter how elementary or what were the words used last year?
Predictable
that they can be. I think you have to have that in any offense. You have to have something that's going to be reliable.
Are you looking for continuity?
I'm looking for some continuity, and maybe it's just a comfort level, and maybe it's just as simple as a tweak like Kellen Moore did to some of the plays to include Dallas Goedert in a way, because we all know tight ends are very important.
One thing Patullo could do, he was the only guy that found out how to make Dallas Goedert work in the red zone.
Did he? Or
was it just the
Leffler thing?
Or was it Scott Leffler?
Yeah, I know.
But it doesn't matter. You guys just whited that all out. So it's gone now.
Yeah,
I just think that those were some really good ideas, and I know the McVay / now Mannion offense is very tight end oriented at times when you look at how they've run it out in L.A. So I think that is something you could kind of blend with what you knew about the tight ends, because sometimes they run 2 tight end sets, right?
Yes.
And why can't you have some of the stuff that you utilized last year with Dallas Goedert to the success of, 11 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm.
I would think that would be something that you could carry over.
And you're allowed to do it because AJ won't be here anymore. So
I think I want Amy in the room.
So he can't complain about it.
I think I want Amy in the room when these discussions are going on.
But
Just
I think
hearing
that,
what Amy's bringing to the table.
I just feel like that there's some. Now, a blend to me would be like equal parts. Like if I'm ordering a red blend, there's a bunch of stuff in there.
Hell yeah.
I think we have to be
I
a
like
little
the
bit.
red blend.
Red blends are delicious.
Really delicious.
Because you get all the best of both. It's like a mutual fund, right? You get all these little stocks.
Connor made a good analogy. The 90% cotton, 10% polyester.
Yeah, the T-shirt blend.
Fine. if you want to give me that,
That's a good ratio.
I'll take a 90-10. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
got to
a
be
good ratio.
90 Sean.
Yeah, I don't think you want
10 Nick.
Oh, I was saying 90 Sirianni.
Yeah.
I really just don't want. The only thing is that is that I don't want Nick over his shoulder.
Is this going to be like when Kellen Moore, we would imagine him like popping in like, hey, how's it going? We're good.
Yeah, like if you watched Hard Knocks when McDaniel came into Vic Fangio's room and he said, "We're okay here.
Yeah, stay away.
Like you can go." Like he sort of threw, when Mike McDaniel sort of like laughed it off, like ha 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 ha,
Yeah.
ha, ha.
He's
And it
no,
was
we're
like,
good.
no, we're good. We don't need you in here distracting the conversation. Go. Like I don't want Nick distracting him
I
from
feel
getting
like
done what he
Sirianni
wants
did
to get
learn
done.
some of that. I think last year he was hands off with Kellen Moore, right? I feel like there was a lot more hands off.
Yeah.
I think he probably tried to be hands off with Patullo, and he couldn't be because the offense was going
He
nowhere.
should never have been. Just saying.
Well, I mean, but that was the idea,
that was his
right?
boy,
But that was
man.
he hired the wrong
He
guy.
hired his friend. Oh my God! I can't believe that we
But
didn't
that,
allow
you know
it.
what though, Howie takes a bullet for
Yes,
this.
he does. Well,
Or
Nick
he
won a
should.
Well, the
championship.
guy
He
had-
deserves to. He
Guy
deserves
had
to.
been
No,
in
he
there,
doesn't
He'd been in there a
deserve.
long time.
He didn't deserve to.
Obviously, some misplaced loyalty.
His press
a little
conference
bit.
with Miami was like, "Yeah, I helped build it." Get the hell
From the
outta here.
ground
Yeah,
up, we I was
We
there
built
building
the
that from
city
the ground up.
on rock and roll. All right, what do we have on the text line? Davis on the text line. Feel the Davis difference. Check him out in Burlington.
All right, so this texter checks in. Mark from Hatboro and says, I'm not A.J. Brown. I don't care how it gets done as long as we get wins. So I'm looking for play efficiency. If that's a blend and has to be, then it is. No negative plays, no 0-yard plays, and I'll be happy.
Well,
Okay,
so
that's a smart mentality, I guess. On
yeah, look, as long as it wins, I get what you're saying. But like last year, they won. They won 11 games last year. And the great
but
Twitter account.
But what did it win?
Right. The elongated toilet bowl has chimed in on social media. Keep the offense that can't pass for entire halves. Definitely want that.
Yeah, see, I think that's where it's going to get conflated, where people are being like, "Oh, I don't want any part of it." We're not saying you want the bad parts.
No, but I agree with him. Like
Yeah.
when I hear do what works. Well, they won 11 games last year,
They won the division.
and all
Did that do
season
anything for
we
you?
said this is going to bite them. And what happened in the first playoff game?
Yeah, but that's as a whole. We can't look at last year and say the offense did not work. Like it worked 0% of the time.
Well, they were 30th.
Yeah,
I
the
can
po-
say
the
I
points
feel
scored.
comfortable. I feel comfortable saying that it was completely unacceptable
Closer
last
to
year's
0 than
offense.
100.
Yes, but closer to 0 is not 0.
The Titans and the Jets had worst offenses.
Great company.
I will tell
Yes.
you that with what they spent on offense and the talent they have on offense,
Yeah.
last year was completely unacceptable. I want none of it. I want none of it.
Well, I think that's short-sighted because there were things that worked last year. There was not enough that worked last year, and there was more to the conversation than just
They
Well,
can
and
keep
also
3 plays.
the things that worked, they just kept using them. So it
Exactly.
became a lot more
Like,
predictable.
if it's
like even I
10%.
can defense that, right?
That's problem.
Hey, this keeps working. Let's just go
Yeah,
back
you know
to
what?
it.
Let's just Dallas. What are you doing? Hey, how's it going?
All right, Amy, we're building the perfect beach today. We would like your answers from the first 2 to be included, even though Connor believes we could stop the count for the first topic, but we will still allow people to chime in on the Davis Honda text line. We're building the perfect beach day by popular vote. So the first question was, which Boardwalk pizza or Jersey Shore pizza is your favorite?
Let's see. There's so many, but I'm gonna go with Sam's.
All right, so you're Sam's. That's been like the second most.
That's and I thought that'd be second.
legitimately, and it's not because it's the sea salt air, though that is an actual ingredient.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's an actual ingredient. They have an open air. You can go right up there, get
And
a
the-
slice.
and
That
the
stuff
breeze.
wafts in.
Yep.
I think that's legitimately.
You know how they
pretty-
used to salt
pretty
meats
good
back in the
pizza.
day on the shore? They
There
used
you
to
just right, just hang it on up.
Yeah, that's how they used to do
The
it. It's
folks
a
are in
legit
there.
ingredient.
That is like the closest to, for people that have been to a Waffle House, Sam's is like the closest thing to a Waffle House.
Yes.
House.
You don't know how it gets done. It just comes out.
Now you're speaking my language.
And you're like, that's amazing.
And
I
it's
just
piping hot.
They're out there. The guys are all in a assembly line, and they're just like, making the pies. It's great. I think that's a pretty good pizza.
There's
So
never
I'm
been a
Sam's
hotter
person.
slice of pizza than anywhere on the Jersey Shore. Like you burn your mouth. You are guaranteed mouth burn. At
Because you're so excited to eat the pizza
because you're starving because you've been on the beach all day.
Yeah, so Sam's for me. I'm a big Sam. We
All
go to
right.
Sam's at least 3 or 4 times.
Is Mac and Manco still running away with it?
Yeah, pretty easily.
All right, so that seems to be the winner. That was my vote, by the way, because again,
You're wrong. It's Sam's.
you know what it is? It's what your childhood was for
That's
the most
true.
part.
Yes, Amy,
All
you're
right,
wrong.
number 2.
You're wrong, but,
You're wrong, but
thanks
good-
for
good you.
responding to our poll.
Appreciate you.
Number 2, and I'm curious what the text line has done
Yeah,
because
this
you
is
two
an interesting.
made it
I heard
close.
heard this on my way in.
Best beach day activity off the shore: arcade, water park, miniature golf, amusement park are your 4 options.
Gosh, I've done all of these activities off the boardwalk. Last year, I probably had my best experience at the water park
The water park has
Really?
made a resurgence
because, like, the kids were like old enough to do all this stuff. I
Yeah.
legitimately, I love a good roller coaster, but if you could be on like a fun raft situation going down in a pretty good clip, yeah, give me a water
Wow.
park.
All right, so what's the text line? Because mini golf, when we did mini golf,
Well, mini golf would have been like,
Mini golf that was our number one.
Me,
And
John,
we picked
Connor.
the same place.
it's the same place too. Me, John, Connor,
one?
all
Congo
went
Falls?
miniature
Oh, yeah.
golf. The first couple on YouTube immediately miniature golf, and now water park came storming back.
see,
What
when
do
it's
we
really
have on
hot,
the
I
text
can't go
line?
mini golf.
We have 3
Nah, I
votes
can't
for
do it in
mini
the really
golf.
hot, yeah.
We have 1 vote for water park, 2 for arcade, 1 for amusement park, and a rogue vote for bowling.
I saw
Oh.
bowling
Wait
on
a
our
minute,
YouTube
where do you
chat too.
bowl?
There's
I
a
don't
there's
know.
a place like on the way to Wildwood you can bowl
On
and
the
have
way
an
to
arc
Wildwood.
and it has an arcade.
Yeah, I don't think bowling.
I'm not going to the
No.
lanes on a beach day.
No.
I mean,
Sorry.
That's
it's
a rainy day.
That's
Yeah.
a
Not
rainy
thinking
day
that.
at the
Hey,
beach,
Well,
baby.
we got a couple
No,
coming.
it's true. Those places are going to be
So
packed.
miniature golf is the leader in the clubhouse on the text line. We're split mini golf water park with us and YouTube. So
I think Shawnee would say
this
mini
one's
golf.
going to run
Say mini golf.
till the end of the show. Now, number
No,
3.
I did not expect this one to be
Come on,
like
water
a-
park people. You
like
know
a-
when it's hot, that's what
I
you
didn't
want to
expect
do.
it to be close.
Yeah, but you know what? I was leaning arcade at one point. More so, water park's 3rd on my list.
Interesting.
By the
For
way,
all
the
that.
arcade, do you buy the
So you
cards?
go mini golf, arcade, water park?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arcade's so expensive, too, now.
I was also a fat
I know.
kid, so like the being places with my shirt off wasn't necessarily high on the list.
Then you wouldn't have been
yeah.
in the tarp off crowd.
No, I was not a tarp off guy. No. All right, number 3 then. The perfect beach day dessert treat.
Oh.
Now
I-
this could go so many avenues.
I know what it is.
All right, you already have your answer. Then
and
go
it's a
ahead.
boardwalk item.
All right, what
Yeah.
do we got?
Something you don't get this. You don't see this item anywhere but the boardwalk.
Oh, I
Fried
know what it is.
Oreos, my
you know what it is?
I think it's saltwater taffy.
No, I don't like that. But
Oh.
it's a, the,
Trying to think.
it is the
Chocolate bacon.
it is the just not the Neapolitan garbage. The vanilla ice cream between the 2 hot waffles.
I don't think I've ever had that.
Oh
I
my
haven't either.
gosh.
I've made that at my house.
Oh my gosh. On the boardwalk, Amy. The boardwalk waffle ice cream sandwich.
Interesting.
All
It's
right.
it's a thin Neapolitan white ice cream
Let me go-
sandwich. It's like an ice cream sandwich
All right.
thing with 2 thin
A
like
waffle.
waffles.
Not like a chipwich.
And they are fried
but like
and they
a
are fresh
waffle
off
witch.
and they are fresh
Love
off
a
the
chipwich.
Who
the
doesn't love
griddle.
a chipwich?
They put the ice cream in it.
Interesting.
They give you it in a little sleeve, and I can tell you the smell of the hot waffle. I can smell it right now. I'll take one, and I don't even like ice cream that much.
All right, Amy, what would your answer be?
Core Brothers.
I'll be honest. It's
So
you-
that's custard,
yes.
right?
If you
That's
could
custard,
walk
right?
by a Core Brothers and not get something after a long
Yeah.
day on the beach
Oh
or
my
at the
gosh.
boardwalk, like you have
So
They're
we'll put
delicious.
You have the
down,
will.
we'll put down the
Delicious.
custard
Of
because
iron.
there's multiple custard stands, but I'm with you. That's
Coors
my
Light, bro.
answer is custard. But if you're doing specific, I'm with you. Corpros,
It's awesome.
the twist,
The
tremendous.
twist?
Connor,
You know, I like a milkshake because the ice cream, the custard, it melts a little bit if you're going cone
Okay.
for the ice cream. I like
Okay.
something in a container that I can just like sip on.
Yeah, I'm a-
so
See, that's interesting too
yeah.
because
I'm a
you're
cup. I'm a
the
cup.
messiness, right?
yeah, it's
put it
more
in a cup.
portable.
Core Brothers.
what did you say?
You could put it in a cup.
Oh, you said
I've
cup.
never done Core Brothers in a cup. I've only
I
done
mean,
a cup.
no,
I've
you
only
get
done
a
a
cone,
cone.
but you could.
You
or like
could.
the children's, you need to get a cup. It melts too fast. I don't know what happened.
Amy's going. He's going all
I'm biting
mama on
I'm
us.
biting my tongue on this
He's going
one.
all mama on
All
us.
right, YouTube is immediately blowing up with the treats, so I'll start tallying these because there's a
I'm
bunch
gonna
of
go.
them.
Did
Like,
you say chocolate covered bacon at one point?
somebody that's down the shore? I don't do it.
They have it at the
Yeah,
at
but
the
like
Reading Terminal
I
Market.
can't. Yeah, I can't imagine like, hey, you know it's really hot out. You know what I want?
No, it sounds horrible, but
That
people
sounds,
do it.
in the hot weather, I can't imagine.
By the way, the
I can't imagine eating it to begin with. We get it for Doc.
Cliff drops the funnel cake.
Funnel
Like,
cake.
That's
That's an elite snack.
When it's
especially
hot?
down. Oh, dude,
yeah, it's
down the
delicious.
shore.
It's like
Hell yeah, man.
it's like you know what it's like? A hot Krispy Kreme donut.
Hell yeah, dude.
Really?
It's
It like
fantastic.
melts. You didn't even know you ate it.
All right, we'll tally that some more
Do the
as
calories count?
we
Nope.
continue. No, nothing
Nothing
down the
counts.
shore counts. Come on, brother. All right, coming up next. Not as much A.J. Brown talk today.
What?
But John Kincade is going to offer a wager to Johnny Marks. And, John, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm willing to put the house down on one side. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. Hey, speaking of A.J. Brown, you will not be able to cheer him on in week 2, but we can cheer on the Birds together in Nashville. Andrew Salciunas here from 97.5, The Fanatic, letting you know that we are partnering.
Glad we know who you are.
That's what it says in the copy. Partnering with our friends at Philly Sports Trips. I like to read the first line to get me going, and then I kind of ignore the copy the rest of the way. Philly Sports Trips, the best, right? They're entering their 10th season where they are setting up trips for you to go watch the Birds. 10 seasons of the Birds. Vince has also done it for the Phils and the Fly Guys and our squad on the hard court. But this is the official travel partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. And week 2 is the big one, Nashville, where they are expecting a lot of us to partner together to go down to cheer on the Birds. And if you go to phillysportstrips.com right now, A, you can make your deposit right now to lock your spot in. But B, you can also see the plans that Vince has for that week. You fly down Thursday. You fly back Monday afternoon. Thursday, he's got a party for you. Friday, the bar crawl up and down the strip in Nashville. Saturday, a free day with a party at night. Sunday, the tailgate, the game itself, and then Monday, your trip home. All you do is pay Vince, and he's got all that covered for you. Tickets on the airline, tickets for the game, tickets for drinks, and, of course, the bar crawl itself. So check them out online, phillysportstrips.com. You can see all the other trips, Arizona, London, Chicago, the division matchups. But I'll see you in Nashville. Join us.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Fangio not leaving. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles start OTAs on Tuesday, but the coordinators got their offseason going yesterday as Vic Fangio and new OC Sean Mannion met with the media. And Vic Fangio had some speculation this offseason about if he was considering retirement. He talked about that yesterday.
No, I wasn't close. I've had those thoughts, the last few years. And I never really got serious. I told the players the other day, and the docs told me I was reverse aging. So I told them, you guys are stuck with me for a while, a long while.
I don't think anybody in Philadelphia is mad about that. We'll be keeping up with the Birds as they continue to gear up for OTAs on Tuesday. The Phils start a series with the Guardians tonight at the Bank, looking to bounce back from their first series loss under Don Mattingly. A 6:40 p.m. first pitch with Christopher Sanchez on the mound against Gavin Williams. In playoff news, the Knicks took a 2-0 lead on the Cavs last night in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Canadians beat the Hurricanes 6-2 to take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NHL. Sad news out of NASCAR yesterday as legendary driver Kyle Busch has passed away. He was 41. Amy Fedor remains with us for the remainder of the show. Kevin Nagandi of ESPN will join us coming up at 9 a.m. This update is brought to you by Foreman Mills. Philly 2201 Cotman Ave is open and the grand deals are still on. Foreman Mills. Go ahead and check them out. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Marks, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. The best sports talk for the best sports fans in the world. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Not bad.
8:32 here.
That's not bad.
It's what was I playing earlier today?
That's really good.
Before the show started, I was playing Mr. Blue Sky. That song puts a smile on my face every time.
course.
But like just the like it's just so funny how people sound sometimes, and they make lots of money doing it.
Lots of money.
Like that song, Mr. Deeds.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Mr. Deeds?
Mr. Deeds?
I think Mr.
Yeah.
Deeds when he's in the helicopter.
Yeah, I think
Never
that's right.
seen it.
Oh, dude, it's honestly,
Wait a
Don't
minute.
say it's the best Sandler.
it's underrated.
Okay.
Don't.
It's not the best.
Okay.
But like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore gets so much love, and then there's like Mr. Deeds. You're like, that's actually a really good movie.
Yeah, it's yeah.
That's a solid one. Man. Check it out. Mr. Deeds.
If
good
you
one.
like Sandler, you'll like it.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly. Well,
That's it.
yeah.
You have to really qualify.
Well,
it.
he's done some really, really good work.
He's some really bad
and
ones
then he's
too.
done some cash grabs.
Yeah, that's
More than Robert De Niro.
It's,
He's done more
Oh,
cash
by
grabs.
the way, did you see that they might make a new Godfather?
no.
Don't tell me that. Now that
You
don't even-
didn't see that?
Don't ruin my day.
Oh,
Don't ruin my
dude,
day.
hold on.
I won't see him no more.
What is somebody going to be? They're going to have to make the characters different,
Corleone
change
seem like
everything?
a little bit outdated at this point.
That's a good question.
Yeah, what are they going to make it? Like they're drug lords and.
I mean,
and
the
now
mafia
it's
still obviously exists.
not the same though. They've had to morph into different lines of
Sure.
business.
So the article on movieweb.com says the Godfather sequel in development 54 years
Sequel?
How
after
many?
the original
Really?
masterpiece. So is it Godfather 4
Well, if
or
it's a
is it going to
sequel-
be a
Well, sequel just means sequentially after. So
Well, then it would have to have been a pickup after 3 then,
one would think.
which is horrible then.
We're just going to
Because
keep
they
on
should have
going.
blown it up after. No,
gonna keep on
blow
going.
it up. Blow up.
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
It's in the works,
I'm
man.
excited. We're going to watch it.
We're going to watch it.
We're
No,
gonna
I'm gonna
watch it.
No, I'm gonna watch.
But
it.
you might,
Yeah, but wait a minute. No, I have to see the casting first.
you might end up hate watching it. for
Yeah,
all we
exactly.
know.
You might not watch it in the theater, but you'll watch it.
All
I have
right.
to see the casting.
So Johnny, you have a bet for Johnny Marks. We have. Is
I
it
do.
John on John crime?
No. But it is a bet. It is a bet that I would like to have with John Marks, and it is something that I just have heard. It is that is the defense AJ Brown defense that was coming yesterday on Marks Middays with Marks with John and Sean, and they were talking, and he said, "How come you haven't heard any negative stories about AJ Brown? All we've heard is negative stories come out against, stories against Jalen Hurts. We haven't heard any negative stories about A.J. Brown." And he was making that point multiple times as that somehow that A.J. Brown is a good teammate and that Jalen Hurts is being portrayed as not the good teammate, that he's the one who's sort of the problem. So here's what my bet is.
All right.
I will guarantee that within, I'm going to say 72 hours. Is that fair? 3 days?
Yeah.
3 days of A.J. Brown's departure, one of the local beats is going to have some sort of negative stories that come out on A.J. Brown.
And I will bet my house on that.
That I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to then be pissed at whatever local beat does it. And that includes if it's one of our ones that I love, one of the guys that I love, because that's going to mean to me, you were sitting on it. And then I'm going to ask, why the hell were you sitting on it?
Well,
And then I'm going to believe you were sitting on it because Howie Roseman asked you to.
Or there is the world of a possibility that A.J. Brown never got traded, and then
You're afraid of getting cut off access.
You put
Right.
out the bad story about A.J. Brown.
Well, no. And I will
throw.
throw that out the window because your star quarterback, there's been no problem putting pen to paper. Well, not pen to paper. Putting words to print of negative stories about your starting quarterback. So I throw that theory out the window. I believe that there has been an embargo on do not talk about any negative stories you have. Could you please hold them until after the trade's done? And I believe that Howie Roseman has employed that tactic in the past.
May have.
As far as, can you hold off on stuff, guys? Please don't write anything until this is done. And I'm giving it 72 hours after A.J. Brown leaves the Eagles, we will then start to hear the stories that come out, which will then cause fans to say, oh, these are fake stories.
What do you think the quid pro quo is then?
Access.
Okay.
You want access? I'll deny you. You're going to be on the outside. You're on the outside looking in. You're not in the inner circle.
The Eagles beat I would put up with any other.
They're great.
Beat across the National Football League, and I do believe a lot of it is because of the access that they get.
Mm-hmm.
There have been articles,
but there is quid pro quo
about
that's not
Howie
unusual
Roseman's manipulation with the
world.
media.
Correct.
So, but I do believe Howie's or somebody within the Eagles organization is always willing to talk, and maybe you have to do the give and take a little bit with that.
You have done the journalist job far more than Andrew and I have. So I ask you, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean,
do you believe that that's going to happen?
I believe that is probably going to happen. I think that there's a very, very good likelihood. I would think there's going to be some stories that come out regardless, because there's no longer whether it was an overt or implied quid pro quo. I think there's always going to be that story that comes out because no one was going to tell it, or they weren't going to tell it fully until he left. Because even if it's not dictated by the general manager or front office or whatever, there's certain relationships that you don't want to burn until that player is gone, or you can't even touch, right? So if I'm getting my info from another player or another staff member and they're telling me you can't say this until he's gone, or I can give you a little bit of it, but I can't tell you the full story until he's gone, that's stuff that's on them. That's not necessarily Howie Roseman, but I feel like there's probably the Howie Roseman stuff too. I mean, these guys, the beat writers, have great relationships with so many people. And they get so much access because of that. Yeah. But I feel like some of the stories just come from other players and other staff and other people that are around the team. And some people just they're not comfortable telling you the full story until that player is gone,
right,
in case it comes back on them. So that's a lot of what some of the reporting happens when you have players leave, and you see it across all sports of oh, I didn't hear about that. Well, yeah, the guy's gone now, so people can talk more freely.
And this is where, though, I think that some of our listeners, when I will apologize, that some of the times I don't give the listeners or give fans the benefit of the doubt when they're suspicious of media and everything. I think if you're sitting on a story like that and then you come out with a story when somebody leaves, it then I would think it would give everybody a reason to be suspicious that, okay, so you sat in a story?
Well, and let's face it, that story that drops, and I agree with you, within 72 hours, is already written.
It's waiting to be
right?
dropped.
Like that story has been finalized.
Yeah.
And it will be either June 2nd or June 3rd or June 4th where it comes out. That story is written. The editor has already went through it. It's going to be such a big story that this is one that they're not going to do. Oh, AJ got traded. Got to type this one up.
No, it's already done.
It's done.
It's like the death stories in news when you work in news organizations where they have the death. ESPN has a library of over 300 sports figures where they have the death. You guys have them too, probably, right?
Yeah. When I worked in local news, everybody was responsible for one or two that you had to keep up to date. That was your responsibility. Yeah. And the weirdest thing, just a quick aside, was that when you would meet or interview the person that you've already voiced their
No way.
It happened to me once. So awful.
Oh my God,
it's so
horrible.
Awful. You had to be ready for it.
Hey, you're still alive.
Hey, look at you.
That's great.
In my mind, I'm thinking, I've already.
You're dead already, in my mind.
Summarized your entire life.
Oh my God.
In a quick 2-minute obit piece.
Oh my.
Sorry, sir.
All right, Connor. What's been the leader so far in the text line? Davis on a text line. Feel the Davis difference. Check him out in Burlington with the dessert or the treat on the boardwalk. By the way, Cliff said something extremely offensive to me. He called me a crumble cookie. If I'm associated with Tobias Harris ever, that's the most disrespectful thing that you could possibly.
Is he still with Crumble?
I don't know, but the fact that he was makes it disrespectful. How dare you?
To our friends at Crumble.
Yeah, no, I like crumble cookies, sure. Delicious. I don't like Tobias. What do we got?
Ice cream is leading with 3 votes. Funnel cake has 2. Custard has 2.
All right, can we say custard ice cream same thing?
I mean, it's not.
It's not the same thing.
No.
People might not realize there's a difference.
Know. There's a big difference.
So some people might think Coors is ice cream.
I know it's custard, and that's my answer.
And I think that's why Coors is so ridiculously awesome.
Well, yeah, because it's nice and it's got so much sugar.
It's totally different.
How many times have you heard somebody say, "Let's go out and get ice cream," and then they get custard?
When people say, like, let's stop by Core Brothers, and they think that they're getting ice cream.
Right.
But it's really custard.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
think
if you
there
just
is
want
a
to say
difference.
vote for Core.
Custard's
Core Brothers.
winning
Custard
on
/ ice cream is
There we go.
winning.
They're winning.
Custard's winning YouTube, us, you name it. All right. Coming up next. Amy, we were supposed to do today's headlines at 7:47, but Zack Berman joined the show.
I saw him.
So
Great.
you get a special edition of today's headlines with Connor Thomas coming your way next. And Kevin the Gandhi, don't forget, will join us at 9 o'clock here on Kincade and Salciunas. Amy with us Friday with Fadul, 97.5 The Fanatic.
NFL insider James Palmer.
From how
Salciunas, 975 Fanatic. Connor, I'm
little
proud
wagon
of you.
wheel.
But I'm proud of Connor because he's mixed it up. We've had
He's done a good job, really good job.
If you
We've
don't
had
like wagon wheel.
generations.
Oh,
we've
Which
had
is this?
different
Is this old?
genres.
Is this old
This is
code
chicken
medicine?
fried.
That's chicken
Oh,
fried, yeah.
I
A
thought it
little
sounded
bit
like-
of chicken
I
fried.
felt like wagon wheel for a second.
Oh, bit.
I mean, it's country music. It's all.
It's all the same.
I love it, but I'll admit.
Oh yeah, me too.
You
It's
should
just
put wagon
it's a summer
wheel.
vibe, but it's very much similar.
The
Everything's
gentleman
the
that
same.
wrote this is from my hometown.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
How about that?
Not
That's wild.
well, the guy that helped
Mr.
write it.
Chicken.
Yeah, his name was Wyatt Durrett. Is
Uh-oh.
the guy that sings it. Not Zack Brown. Well, he wrote it with Zack Brown, but it's from my small hometown.
By the way, Cliff, my apologies. He thought I was a crumble cookie guy.
Oh, he's not calling you.
Because I was like, whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
I've never really shied away from my opinions of Tobias Harris on this show.
No, you have a strange obsession.
You start calling me a crumble cookie guy when there's.
Did you enjoy
association.
Tobias's last game?
I did. Yes, I did. I enjoyed his last
He ignored
three.
all the great performances though along the way.
I gave him credit. On
You
this,
did not.
Connor, did
You
I
mocked
at
him.
one
No,
point?
you didn't. You mocked him every time I brought it up. You mocked him.
Yeah, and then I said, wait till later on in the playoffs.
You mocked him. Yes,
There was
you
that
ignored
funny-
all the good ones.
There was the funny note. It was like James Harden, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris all won a game 7, and Ben Simmons caught a fish.
He did, and they won. He won the championship.
How much money do you win at the fishing competitions?
Well, I imagine if you get a real big fish, you sell it for.
But I think those are competitions, right? It's the cumulative of, because I saw the thing. It was like 6 marlin and 3 sailfish or something.
That's the correct exact numbers.
I know.
That's good
I have a
numbers.
very, yeah, you guys will learn this about me. I have an oddly specific memory when it comes to if I see something like, oh, it's not photographic, but it's awfully close. So I can remember stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because why would I ever need to know that?
Well, congratulations to Ben Simmons.
So, but I think they only win like $100,000 or something, split 6 ways.
Boy, he's making play at basketball.
Can't get booed on the water, Amy. Can't
It's a
get booed
beautiful
out
day on
there.
the water, Ben. We're so happy for you.
All right. We have Kevin Nagati join us coming up in about 10 minutes. We will ask our 4th beach-related best beach day that we built together with you with Kevin on the air. Kevin will get that started. But it is time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
What's up, D?
It's brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. And folks, this streak is over. Until last night, it had been the same exact amount of time that the Flyers had played a game, that the Hurricanes had played a game. They were on an incredibly long layoff, and it did not go well for them in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Against the Carolina team that swept their first 2 series, and the Canadiens take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final by the score of 6-2.
So the question is, do you guys think this will ultimately benefit them in the long run, or do you believe that that's a major detriment to their chances?
I think they'll win the series.
Benefit.
I think they'll win the series.
Yeah, I think it's still a benefit. But yeah, it was pretty wild. They
They were
looked
terrible last night.
rusty.
Yeah, they looked rusty.
They came out like a team that hadn't played in 2 weeks.
But honestly, during that time, wouldn't you have given them like some extra time off? So they probably need to get right back. You know, kind of like get their head back in the game.
They'll probably win the next 3. And then it'll be 3-2, and then they'll win in 6. That's my guess.
Should have given the Flyers one of those overtime games. She might have won Game 1 last night in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Maybe.
But that'll be a fun series to watch. We'll get to another playoff series in a second. But some big NFL news yesterday. He was already signed, but he got an extension. Matthew Stafford, a monster extension on his deal. 1 year, $55 million extension with the Rams, worth up to $60 million with incentives. How does this change your outlook on the future of the NFC?
Well, it doesn't. Here's what it adds to. They still believe that his body's okay, because you're not going to give that kind of money to a guy that's falling apart. Remember last year, the story was that he was getting epidural injections like during training camp.
It takes the retirement story off the table because it's a 2-year deal that would really hurt them if he leaves after 1.
Yeah. And the biggest takeaway is Tyler Simpson saying, oh, man, how long do I have to wait till I play?
Exactly.
But no, I mean, it goes to show that they still believe that his body's in a good spot.
Here's what I don't get, though. Why did they draft Ty Simpson? If you're going to sign him to 2 years.
Cheap insurance policy, I guess?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not an insurance. I don't think you're an insurance policy though. If he's never played in the NFL and you're.
Yeah, but I mean,
you let him groom for 2 years.
I feel like that there's that mindset. I feel like that he can get in there. He's going to know the offense very well.
I would imagine
If
Sean
next year-
McVay's offense is complex to learn.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine
like-
2 years of studying.
Yeah,
I get you.
Next year, if something happens,
But
he's
the
already been there
backup.
under a year.
And so
Well,
Matthew
backups are
Stafford
very
gets
important.
hurt. You're putting in a guy that's totally not ready for that. It would seem to me. I just find it a little strange.
Yeah, it is an interesting strategy considering how they drafted, but Stafford is here in the NFC, at least for the next 2 years to stay, which I think makes the job tougher for everybody else around these parts. We'll round out with this. The Knicks took a 2-0 lead.
By the way, they Stetson Bennett still, don't forget.
Oh, yeah, they're fine. Stetson Bennett. Get out of here. The Knicks took a 2-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals over the Cavaliers, but it is not thanks to analytics. Josh Hart was asked about how he feels about analytics after the game. Here's what he likened it to.
I'm never a huge analytics guy. At a certain point, they're a lamppost or a drunk person. You can lean on them, but it won't get you home. So at a certain point, you got to have a good feel for the game.
I completely agree with him.
That's a great analogy.
Especially because analytics would never tell Josh Hart to take 11 threes in a game. And he was 5 of 11, 26 points yesterday, led the game for New York.
Analytics would tell you that Josh Hart shouldn't be a starter on an Eastern Conference championship team.
I have
wrong.
a vitriol disgust toward analytics. Like, I understand that you could use it as a tool and it's helpful. It's disgusting when teams overly rely on it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, the metrics are
numbers
just
tell us. And, the numbers
Josh
don't
Hart
tell
is
you
a
how a guy's
tremendous
feeling
player.
that day.
Tremendous player.
Yeah.
Still hate him for the Philly, not a sports town thing, but that's fine.
It was a dig at Jalen.
He's a
Did you watch their podcast after it? Jalen is like, "You're ridiculous. You're so wrong." He knew it was against him. It wasn't. Yeah, it was great. He tried to double down
I'll still
on
take offense to it too. But that
You can.
actually, if you like that quote, it's not. Originally, people thought it might have been a Jay Wright quote. It's actually Jay Wright's father who initially termed that, and Josh Hart got that through playing for Jay Wright at Villanova. So that comparison's been around for a while there, and that's today's headlines.
All right, great job, Connor. Coming up next, we will be joined by our man Kevin Nagandi, who joins us on Fridays at 9 o'clock, and we have to ask him the shore-related questions. We're building the perfect beach day by popular vote. Manco and Manco, Mac and Manco, whichever one you want to call it, seems to be running away with the best pizza. The best shore activity now on the beach, we're pretty tight between miniature golf and water park.
Amy, I think, helped to swing
I'm
some of
telling
this
you,
vote.
if it's hot out, the water park is brilliant. The people
really
don't
liked
like
it.
the water park. They think the lines. The lazy river is where
Lazy
it's
River's
at.
strong.
The good slide.
It looks like Custer's
like-
running away with it. We'll see. And then we have a fourth one that Kevin will be the first one to answer coming up next.
Wow.
And, of course, sports stuff, too, here on The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
QB and OC building together. I'm Connor Thomas. The Eagles start OTAs on Tuesday, but the coordinators got going yesterday as Vic Fangio and new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion met with the media. And Sean Mannion talked about working with Jalen Hurts and what he's able to do on the field.
Yeah, Jalen's been awesome. He can do anything we ask of him. He's accurate. He's a great athlete. In terms of skill set, though, he has great arm strength, great accuracy, obviously a tremendous athlete, and attacks his fundamentals. Those are the guys you love to work with.
And hopefully that yields results for the Eagles in the offensive category this year. They could use an uptick from last year. We'll be keeping up with the Birds as they continue to gear up for their OTAs. Again, that starts on the 26th, next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday. The Phillies start a series with the Guardians tonight at the Bank, looking to bounce back from first series loss under Don Mattingly. 6:40 p.m. is the time for first pitch from the Bank tonight. Christopher Sanchez faces Gavin Williams. In playoff news, the Knicks took a 2-0 lead on the Cavs last night in the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA. And in the NHL, the Canadiens beat the Hurricanes 6-2 to take Game 1 of that Eastern Conference Finals. And sad news out of NASCAR as legendary driver Kyle Busch passed away yesterday. He was 41. Kevin Nagandi joins us coming up next. I'm Connor Thomas, and this update is brought to you by Nifty 50s. Hundreds of award-winning shakes, juicy burgers, and fresh-cut fries. That's Nifty 50s, 10 area locations, no fee delivery on the app. Nifty 50s, taste the memories. You're listening to the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Salciunas.
Is it unfair or wrong of me to say I don't want any more blends? Like, can I have a new, fresh, completely different looking offense?
Yeah, that's unfair.
Why is it
Because
unfair?
they've had success. They won the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. I get it.
Their success, they were the 30th offense in the NFL last year.
Yeah, I'm not saying Kevin Patullo, but I am saying like what Nick Sirianni has been able to oversee. There's an undeniable bread and butter for the Philadelphia Eagles over the past, let's just call it 5 years, that has worked pretty consistently in certain things they have done. I don't want to scrap everything.
My problem is eventually you get figured out, and they got figured out last year. And in 2024, we could talk about how successful the ground game was. Was it that they had incredible run concepts? Or was it because the offensive line was healthy for an entire season? And they're one of the best offensive lines. And if they gave Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs in the NFL, a marginal hole to hit, he did. Was 2024 some incredible offense, or was it big man beats down little man, and one of the best running backs in the NFL had success behind that offensive line?
It was physically asserting their will.
Yeah, like
And it wasn't a matter of scheme. It wasn't a matter of this coach out-coach the other coach.
Right.
It was physical will. It was the will of the people that was determined. It was, we're going to impose our will on you. But the problem becomes with that is you have to have a second pitch. You can't just rely on one pitch. And they were a one-pitch pony last year.
Now back to the show.
Yeah, some of what we talked about. Sean Mannion had his introductory press conference finally yesterday after he was hired back in January. Finally got to hear from him yesterday. We've been talking
They let
about
him out of the bunker.
whether or not we want to see a brand new looking offense. So before we get to our next guest, Connor, can you update us on the Twitter poll? Because I want him to be able to hear and get his reaction to it. Twitter poll brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health. Our polls are strong for every show, all 4 hours. What do we got?
We got one heck of a poll today. Our question, do you want a totally different offense for the Eagles this year, or are you okay with blending in concepts from previous years? 51% are saying totally different offense. 49% are saying they're
it's
okay
come
with
back
it.
a little bit.
Remember what happened last
see,
year?
I think
it sucked.
I would just, Connor and I have pointed out that it says years. So there have been some
So people are thinking of
positives
20
over the previous 5 years.
Yeah, we want what happened in 2022
and 24.
and Sean Mannion's offense.
There you go.
That's fine.
Blended.
You could do that.
All right,
You want parts of it
Can you
blended,
with
like
that
a
offensive line?
Frankenstein situation.
Joining us now on this Friday morning, Fridays with Fadul here on Kincade Salciunas from ESPN, our man Kevin Nagandi. Kevin, your thoughts on a blend or a brand new looking offense with Sean Mannion?
I think when you have Jalen Hurts as your quarterback, I know Amy brought up 2022 and years past. If Jalen Hurts runs, then it's a completely different thing. But let me tell you, if I see hitch routes at 22 to 23%, I'll throw stuff at my TV every single weekend. I'll buy a new TV every weekend and throw stuff at it because the lack of creativity, the lack of adjustments, the lack of understanding your personnel really stood out last year. And, I think Jalen Hurts was a little guilty of that too because he didn't run. He wasn't a mobile quarterback. That has to change. But there's a reason why Sean Mannion was brought in. There's a reason why they drafted the way they drafted and brought in the players that they brought in on the outside because the system that Mannion's bringing in is welcoming us to this decade of offense. And we did not see that last year. We saw no creativity. We saw the lack of vision. And guess what? We saw fingerprints of that 2 years ago when Brian Johnson was the OC as well. And I feel like Patullo and Johnson were fall guys to an offense that had the fingerprints of Nick Sirianni. And now I will also say Kellen Moore had some stuff that had Sirianni schemes in it. But at the same time, one of the things that really stood out was the offensive line was extremely healthy. They became basically the identity of the entire team 2 years ago when they had that run. And then things completely changed. But if you don't have the quarterback buying all in, as we saw last year, and does not want to run, to give you the threat of a run, then it limits what you want to do in that system that they had last year. This year, I think the idea is this is the system. We will tailor it around your skill set, but you have to play in this system. And that is a lot of underneath center, and that is making sure you understand that concept. And there will be growing pains. I will bring up one guy, Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson last year brought in his system. Ben Johnson's system wasn't going anywhere. Ton of success in Detroit. And Caleb Williams, extremely talented, but Caleb Williams had to get used to that under center process for probably the first 6 weeks and probably a give and take. And then by the end of the season, Caleb Williams was running that entire system and looked brilliant at quarterback. So at a certain point, I think a message has been sent inside the building that we are all into this system and we will cater a little bit, but you have to understand you're going under center, you're staying under center a lot more than we've done before.
It's clear, though, that when there's, they're trying to get this new system put in place and everything, that you have to you got to make the full commitment to it. You can't put 1 foot in the pool and hang with 1 foot on the side. You can't just stick your toes in. Do you believe they're fully committed with this guy? They've given him the keys. Are you believing it?
I believe that Sean Mannion is the guy in the building. That's what I believe. Considering how young he is, considering the trajectory of his career, I don't think he takes this job without the understanding that, hey, we are committed to you. We are committed to what you can do and this vision. Because when you look at the ownership and Jeffrey Lurie and what he wants to be cutting edge when it comes to the offense, how he's always cutting edge when it comes to drafting and personnel. And I think they've gone back to coordinator base. Think about this. Think about where this team was, in January of 2024, because of my date. Yeah, 2024. Nick, there was some concern if Nick Sirianni was coming back. Mm-hmm. And the message that was sent to Nick Sirianni was, we'll bring in the coordinators. We will do what we want to do. You have to follow suit. You oversee everything. Nick wins a Super Bowl. Kellen Moore leaves. They retain Vic Fangio, but then Nick gains a little clout. He deserves some clout, and Nick brought in his guy, promoted his guy in Patullo. And I think he's lost that power. And the message is Sean Mannion's not leaving. We will move forward here with what we want to do with his system. And I think right now this is a year for Nick Sirianni to figure it out like 2024 was in that whole process. And I also think it's a year that for Jalen Hurts and the interest of getting another deal down the road, you've got to make some adjustments. You've got to be flexible. You guys got to understand that Mannion's not leaving. At least that is my impression on the decision-making that they've made in the offseason.
Wholeheartedly agree, Kevin, on what you said with Jalen Hurts, because he's going to have to kind of acquiesce, whether he likes being under center, he likes the pre-snap motion, all that other stuff. You're going to have some acquiescence if you want to be successful. But you mentioned there's some unknowns when it comes to what Sean Mannion is going to do, right? The one thing that it's the worst kept secret is that he will not have access to A.J. Brown. I think that's, we all know that going forward. How hard do you think that is for him when he's looking at this offense? And I would think it would be a little bit of like, it would be really nice to have a gentleman out there that can do what A.J. Brown does. So can he have that guy in somebody else? Is that something that he can kind of transform with the other pieces that they do have?
Amy, the toughest part of the idea of saying goodbye to A.J. Brown is when you watch the second half of that Rams game in the regular season, where A.J. Brown single-handedly saved the offense and I think won that game because he won one-on-ones, right? And it was just, give me the ball, find a way, and I'm going to win the one-on-one. I think Devontae can be like that on winning the one-on-one, but you don't have a physical guy like A.J. Brown. You don't see a lot of those type of players around the league who are as big as A.J. Brown with the hands that he has to win those one-on-ones. So as a result, you've got to get creative. I think Devontae Smith is a number one and can be a number one to lead this team in maybe 80 catches. The guy that I find interesting in all this that I don't think anybody talks enough about is Josh Grisser, the Bucs offensive coordinator, now the passing game coordinator for the Eagles. Like, I think he plays a role in this and what he brings to the offense. If you look at the Bucs offense too, and you look at the Packers concepts, they had multiple wide receivers. So when you see the Bucs, Evans getting hurt, then you saw Godwin getting hurt, and then they found Ibuka, and they found guys that fit the system, that understood their roles. You look at the Packers. The Packers had 4 or 5 guys in their wide receiver room where you're like, okay. And then they bring in Devontae Wicks, who I think can stretch the field. So I look at those 2 guys and those 2 systems coming here, and how the Eagles view this is, hey, we don't have a singular guy in A.J. Brown, but what we're going to have is multiple guys and multiple options that we didn't see at wide receiver in this system last year, right? I think a lot of people got frustrated. Hey, what happens with our number 3? Mm-hmm. Where's Jahan Dotson?
Right.
Any touches? They've been looking for a number 3 forever, right? I think that changes here. I think that when you bring in Grizzard for a reason, you bring in Mannion for a reason, you're coming from these offenses that have 4 and 5 options. It'll be down to Hurts to find that 4th guy if you're not winning the one-on-one. And then they bring in Mekhi Lemon. And one of the things with Mekhi Lemon, when you watch Mekhi Lemon at USC, he's not the guy that's going to burn everybody. No. You got Hollywood Brown for that. But one thing you're going to get with Mekhi Lemon, man, he catches literally everything. You're watching Amon-Ra St. Brown coming out of USC. Guess where Mekhi Lemon came out of? USC. Catches literally every single thing in space. That plays such a big role in between the hash marks that will help your quarterback in a system that actually features inside 20 yards and between the hash marks. So I do have some hope that you're going to find multiple options, but you can't replace A.J. Brown singularly. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure if A.J. was here mentally at the end of the season. As much as I say watch that Rams tape in the regular season, watch the 49ers tape in the postseason, and it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, he was ready to go. All right, Kevin, your wonderful children come up to you. They say, Dad, we want to try to catch a home run ball. So you have to either make the investment of the home run derby tickets, which are at Citizens Bank Park this year, or you just buy tickets to an Aaron Nola start. Which one is a better chance for your kids to catch a home run ball?
That's actually a great tee-up. Man, I'm really concerned. So,
it's horrible, isn't it?
And by the way, the Nagandi boys are going to be in the building for the home run derby. I guarantee it.
The schedule-wise, we'll see, John. If baseball's a good season, maybe not. But that's the goal.
Yeah,
that's the goal. Be there.
Yeah, it is.
I will. Man, I think you may have a better shot at Aaron Nola. But the one thing you do with Aaron Nola is you pick one inning because you'll see a bunch of donuts, and then there's just one inning, man. It's one inning of where you just pray that it's not 6 runs, and it's just he holds them to 3 runs. So I'm really concerned about the fastball, guys. It is bad. Like it's. I think if you look at the analytics, that fastball that he has right now, maybe the worst pitch in all of baseball. That's how bad it is when it comes to tracking. That's not good, man. There's no movement on it, and I'm pretty concerned about what they're going to do down the road. I would be concerned. You get Taiwan off the books, and now you need a guy that's going to give you, the third starter, especially when you give him the money and you let Ranger walk. One thing Aaron Nola's got to do, he's got to learn how to be honest with you guys. He's got to learn how to pitch when something you thought is reliable is no longer reliable and hasn't been reliable. Now you've got to go the Ranger Suarez route. And, I bring it up to my kids all the time. I was like, Rangers doesn't have the sexiest stuff, man, but that guy knows how to be competitive with all 4 pitches. And the best pitchers are the ones that are competitive with multiple pitches, with at least 3 pitches. Ranger can be competitive with 4 pitches. I don't know if Aaron's competitive with 2 pitches, and that's a problem.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, real quick, 4 rapid-fire questions. We are putting together the perfect beach day by popular vote, okay? Your favorite beach pizza spot?
Oh, man. That's a good question. I actually I would put NA, not available, because to be honest with you, growing up, my family wasn't a big shore family, so I would actually tag along and go with my buddies in Wildwood and Avalon and stay around there. But to be maybe this is a bad person to ask, but like once I discovered Ocean City, Maryland, and then I lived in Sarasota, Florida, and I was at Siesta Key and Lido Key.
Yeah, that changes things a little bit.
I didn't ever have to take my kids to the Jersey Shore. We would just go down to Siesta Key and Lido Key, Lido Beach, and we were good to go.
Yeah, those are pretty nice.
I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
All right, fine. Question 2. Best beach day activity off the beach. Your choices are arcade, water park, miniature golf, amusement park.
I go miniature golf.
That's the leader in the
Good
clubhouse.
answer. Good
right
answer.
now.
That's the 18, 19-year-old taking a girl out and let's go miniature golf and later on get some ice cream and then
wow, you
and we'll leave it at
are
that.
setting something up perfectly. Question 3: what is the perfect beach day treat, dessert item?
I mean, if you're the Jersey Shore, it would be some type of water ice. I would hope and I would think, but soft serve ice cream, there's nothing better, man. Like a good custard.
Yep,
holy
that's
cow.
the leader in the clubhouse right now. Lastly, and you are the guinea pig because nobody else has heard the 4th question yet. You mentioned the girl. Best place to at least steal a smooch.
Oh boy, that's an interesting way to put it.
I had to spin it somehow.
Come on,
Go ahead.
Kev.
What
Come on, Kev.
best place down the Jersey Shore to steal a smooch?
I think probably the best place, and I mean, I'm dating myself here because and now I think everybody probably does it, would be like right around like 9:30ish on the beach.
Oh, late night beach.
Yeah, sitting there watching the water.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's kind of where I think. I mean, some fond memories. I'll just keep it at that.
One day, girl.
Good job,
One day
Kevin.
you'll be watching me on 6 o'clock Sports
Yeah,
Center.
that's exactly what he said. Under the moonlight. Kevin, we appreciate the time as always, man. We'll
Have a
talk
good
to you next
weekend,
week.
Kevin.
Take care, Kev.
All right, take care, guys.
There he is, Kevin Nagandi from ESPN. So,
I got it.
all
got an
right,
answer for that one.
because I know under the boardwalk. Look,
Well, that's an easy one.
just saying,
No, the answer is like
been there, done that, not fun.
Ferris wheel.
All right, I
That-
figured
that is
somebody
it.
would- All right, so you said Ferris
That's my
wheel as
answer
well?
also. Ferris wheel.
All right, that's 2
When you're
Ferris
on, when you're
wheels.
in, especially if like it's like
Or, yeah.
teenage
Or maybe the carousel. I don't know, something like-
carousel.
if you're sitting in the little seats in the carousel.
Yeah, you could get that done. I figured John's would be wherever Don Mattingly asks.
I think the hellhole. You see, you're too young for the hellhole because that was the hellhole wasn't on the boardwalk.
All right, Connor, what would your answer be?
It'd probably be the Ferris wheel, yeah.
Ferris was a
The
good.
late night beach is a good one.
The
But that-
Late night beach is a good one. I
Kevin
didn't
with
expect
the
that.
late night beach is
That's a good
strong.
one.
Now,
It's a great answer.
I
Kevin could be on our Family Feud team.
That was a good one. Oh, good answer. Good answer.
Good answer. Good
I
answer.
had. You'll be now. You're not going to be surprised. Old school Andrew.
What?
I had a play that worked numerous
A
summers.
play?
Oh no, he's talking about the.
You know how I want the Eagles to revamp.
That's my move. Don't use my
You know
move.
how I want the Eagles to revamp the playbook? I
Right.
never did. You meet somebody on the boardwalk and then you offer to walk them back home.
Of course,
And then usually
you're on the boardwalk, so yours is a home walk boardwalk.
on the way, yeah. And that's you make them laugh a little bit on the boardwalk,
Okay.
and then you get them
Right.
back to their And look, we were young, so it's not like I was going inside.
Right.
I'm just talking a smooch.
Yeah.
We're just
Okay,
talking
talking
about
a
a
Kiss on the
smooch.
cheek.
That's
So
not bad.
usually somewhere around their house.
That's
How
not
it
bad.
usually
Okay.
worked. And then I'd
We talking about like the bushes?
No, I think it's out there on the street. A little
Out
street
the
lamp.
street,
Lights
yeah.
by the street lamp.
There's and then there's always the alleyways in between the houses. That's always
Okay,
fun
well.
too. Yeah, look, that was the play, the walk back.
The walk back.
The walk back.
Now that's
Okay.
not going to get the most votes. It's going to be Ferris wheel.
Ferris
I would
wheel's a
imagine.
great one because it's you get a little privacy. It's great.
Oh, dude, relative time works. Another great answer. Kind of under the Kevin Nagandi tree
What?
on the lifeguard stand.
I almost thought lifeguard stand because if you don't want to sit on a lifeguard stand, one, You just haven't lived.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, the late night lifeguard stand. As
Great
long as
spot.
if you're at one of the beaches where they keep them out there, because a lot of them.
Well, they just pull them
flip
back.
They usually drag them back.
They just pull them
Like-
back.
Like an Avalon, they're pulled back.
But they're still out there.
Yes, they're
Still
still
available.
out there.
But that's a great answer. So we need texts on that. So it looks like Mac and Manco is going to win the pizza. Custard is running away with it for dessert. The closest battle right now is water park and miniature golf. That's the closest one.
Go
that we
water
have
park.
right now. And you're pushing for the water park.
I'm just
I'm
telling you,
proud
when
of
it's hot out there, it's lovely.
All
They've
right,
got the splash ground. They've got the
they got it all.
They've got the big rides. They got the little rides. You can have like the mat where you can like decide if you're going to go face first or you're going to sit back on it, or you got the inner tube ride.
Oh yeah, those are always great. By the way, Dawu with the under the boardwalk. I'm out. It's not fun. It's gross down there. Like, why is that considered? Like, I know the song's been out for a while.
I mean,
like, have you ever actually gone under the boardwalk?
Yes.
It's not
yeah.
fun.
No.
If you're going under the boardwalk, it's because you're trying to get somewhere else and you're not like hanging out there.
Yeah, like under there's food drips. Like, like it's
Food
not
trips.
Yeah, if somebody's dripping ice cream through the boards.
Okay, you'd have to be like strategically in like the worst spot possible. It's a big
You
boardwalk.
never know where it might drop. By the way, did you ever see the Always Sunny episode?
Oh yes, yes.
All right.
That was good.
Would love some answers on that. Where's the best place to steal a smooch? Down the Jersey Shore.
Steal a smooch.
Steal a smooch. Not looking for love.
Tell us more, Pop-Up.
You're not looking for love. You're just looking for smooch.
How did you meet Mom?
Coming up next. We are excited for Sean Mannion. Are we all collectively excited for Sean Mannion? How much is it because he's not Kevin Patullo? One national writer doesn't have the same hype that we do. Get into it next here on The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles coordinators speak. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles could start OTAs on Tuesday, but the coordinators got a chance to get things going a little bit earlier. They talked yesterday with the media, Vic Fangio, and new OC Sean Mannion, who had a chance to talk about what he believes the identity of the Eagles offense should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing we want our offense to look like is we talk about play style a lot. Playing with great effort, great physicality, being great teammates. When you turn on the tape, what does the Eagles offense look like? Those are the things we really want to stand out, just as a broad strokes.
We'll be keeping up with the Birds as they continue to gear up for OTAs on Tuesday, and we get our first glimpse of what maybe those offensive principles will be. The Phillies start a series with the Cleveland Guardians tonight at the bank, looking to bounce back from their first series loss under Don Mattingly, 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Christopher Sanchez on the mound against Gavin Williams. In playoff news, the Knicks took a 2-0 lead on the Cavs last night in the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA. The Canadians, they took a 1-0 lead over the Hurricanes after beating them 6-2 in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NHL. And some sad news out of NASCAR as legendary driver Kyle Busch passed away yesterday. He was 41. Amy Fadul remains with us for the remainder of the show. This update is brought to you by Foreman Mills. Philly 2201 Cotman Ave is open and the grand deals are still on. Visit Foreman Mills now. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
Hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
That sounded good.
Someone open a bag of chips.
What's happening here?
Oh, jeez.
What do you got going on?
That's my mic.
It's you. It's your mic.
It is your
I
microphone.
told you somebody, John, I said it. Somebody mangled this the other day.
Listeners, your prayers have been answered. We killed
It's
his
the mic mangler.
Yeah. I mean, somebody mangled this mic. Could be John Marks. You know, I don't know.
Well, could it be Bill? I don't know. Could be Bill Colorado.
Bill's veins were popping out of his neck and head the other day when he was defending
trying
his boy
to defend
Nicky Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni. Could be.
So who knows? So my bad. I will not touch the microphone.
Who opens up the Shore House? Does Bill open it up or do the Siriannis open it up? Well, no, the Siriannis already know where they go to the Shore. So so Bill probably opens it up and then just invites them
Nick's
over.
got OTAs to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that's concerned.
Bill's got to get the grill ready, though.
Yes.
For all the
No, Bill doesn't do anything.
For the big family. Yeah, Bill doesn't do anything.
Bill doesn't do anything.
Bill does less than I do.
Yeah,
He doesn't do anything.
Dude,
when he
No,
goes to somebody's
no,
house?
less than I do,
He
which is
does
crazy.
nothing.
That's
At one point,
crazy.
Ricky was like, "What do you do in your house?" And he couldn't even answer the
He
question.
doesn't even take out the trash.
Probably not. All right, real quick. I just had a horrible realization.
Oh goodness.
What's that?
So Dylan McKinnon, love Dylan. He's out there rocking a Hawaiian shirt.
Okay.
This is the first year
That you didn't wear your
my blue
yeah.
Hawaiian shirt. I have been at the
Wait a minute,
Fanatic.
it's freezing though.
I've still
I
worn
could
it
put
on
like a
cold
long
Fridays.
sleeve. Sure.
I got
This
it.
is my 11th Memorial Day Friday at the Fanatic, and it is the first time I'm not wearing the blue Hawaiian shirt. I'm devastated. I'm screwed up big time. Sorry, guys. I ruined the entire vibe. All right. I saw an article this morning that, I mean, look, I don't know how you can actually judge this stuff. Like, I know that Greg Allman, who covers the NFL nationally, we've had him on.
I thought you meant the musician.
We had him on to talk about Grizzard. Remember, because he covers the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So
Right.
we had Greg on back in, I guess,
Or isn't it
January
Grizzard?
would have been. No, I called him Grizzard the Lizard, and he
It's
said
Grizzard.
it's Grizzard, which I was very devastated because Grizzard the Lizard sounds awesome. Grizzard does
They wouldn't
not.
let us have it.
With all due respect
They
to
wouldn't
him
let
and his
us have it.
family. So Greg Allman wrote an article for Fox. 2026 NFL preview, the 10 new coordinators who could shape the upcoming season.
Okay.
Now, again, how much can you actually...
These are just educated guesses.
Yeah.
Right.
So, number 10, he has Jim Leonard, who's the defensive coordinator of the Bills. All right, Bills defense
Well, I
was
mean,
a bit of an issue
it's
for
going to
them
be
last year.
counted on. He's going to be counted on to do so.
Declan Doyle, OC of the Ravens.
Yes, because
Now,
Lamar.
yeah, okay. Chris O'Leary, defensive coordinator of the Chargers. All right. Davis Webb, the old quarterback,
Oh, yeah.
offensive coordinator of the Broncos. But, like, he's not calling plays. It's Sean Payton. That's Sean Payton's
Payton.
show.
That's
Christian Parker at 6 for the Cowboys, defensive coordinator.
yeah.
I
I'll
think
get that
that's
one.
big.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon, no longer a head coach, now the defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
Nathan Schulhase, the OC with the Rams, but like, I get it. He's being looked at as the next. Like, he's like Mannion was last
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
Like a
He
next,
will eventually be there, but we
Seems
know
high.
that McVay's.
Yeah. Like I would think guys are going to have a little bit more impact, like a Christian Parker on a really awful defense.
Yeah,
would
I
be
think he
higher
takes
up.
them right.
But you know what I mean? Like if I'm listing it, I would put him above a guy that's going to be a mouthpiece OC,
Sure.
I would
like for
too.
Sean McVay.
would
Raheem
too.
Morris, former head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, now the DC of the 49ers because Robert Saleh goes to
Right.
Tennessee. All
Yeah.
right.
I got that one.
He's going to be given a lot of.
Yes, that's a guy that's actually in charge.
And him and Kyle are very tight.
Sure.
They're very tight. So I believe he's going to have. He has a lot.
Also, yeah, he's
gonna have a
very
lot
well
of berth.
respected too.
Yes.
He's not a proven guy.
Brian Flory, OC of the Seahawks. Remember, the Seahawks won the Super Bowl and made an outside hire as offensive coordinator. They found a
So
way
they're
to have.
allowed to do that.
They
after
had
winning,
enough time.
After winning a Super Bowl, they were able to actually go outside?
Yeah.
No. We were told that couldn't happen by Nick Sirianni
It was too
when
late.
he hired his
too
buddy.
late in the process.
When he hired Screech.
And then lastly, OC, Mike McDaniel, which I'm not surprised that he's
Right.
up there.
I
Yeah.
think Mike McDaniel's going to be an interesting hire.
I think so too. But what's interesting is that
Mannion's
Sean
not on
Mannion's
there at
not
all?
he's in the honorable mention tag alongside Brian Dable, Matt Nagy, and
Where-
Eric Bieniemy.
Where did the Eagles rank? Right above the Titans and the Jets last year.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be like a major could shape the upcoming season? Like if the Eagles offense is if the passing
If it's 2022.
What did we say about the defense going into the 2024 season? Hey, if they're middle of the pack.
Right.
Now we got number 1, but if they're middle of the pack, this is a dangerous team. If the Eagles passing offense is middle of the pack
it's a very
with what they can do on the ground, the Eagles might be Super Bowl favorites.
I'm feeling really good if they can
That's
get that
interesting.
too.
He's not even on the list. He's just an honorable mention.
Yeah, I found that interesting. Are we just excited that it's not Patullo? It's from everybody that covers the NFL, everybody thinks this guy's like the next big name in the head coaching cycle. So are we overrating it because he's not Patullo? I don't know.
I mean, I think there's some of that because it's, comparison-wise, you're just thinking like, well, he's got to be better than this guy. But it is the fact that he has an offense, and we've seen the way that offense that he's going to bring work and how well it's worked. You've seen it. You have a physical example. Patullo, we did not have. There was no example. Like, we don't. What kind of offense did you run? We'll figure it out. I don't know.
Right.
So you know what Sean Mannion's going to run. You have ideas behind it. I would think that even as a person that you're really bullish on the Eagles offense, you're going to be like, it should be better just because of that guy alone.
I'm absolutely of the belief.
I don't think it's just a comparison. I think it's a lot more of this guy has a lot of stuff that's going to be able to be, put to in action, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And there's no reason it shouldn't improve the Eagles and make them a much better team.
The offense will be better.
And therefore there would be a contender because they were a contender with a bad offense last year.
Right. Because their defense
wild.
was that good. So that's
Exactly.
why when he's not on the top 10, I go, what are we missing?
And by the way, middle of the field throwing. Jalen Hurts, by the way, now he has 2 of his 5 seasons of 2 of the 5 years. He has the highest passer rating.
Do you know how many
throwing
attempts
in the middle of the field? It's lesser.
Yeah.
He's in the bottom 40% of attempts.
Okay.
But highest passer rating.
Sure.
So that means if the offense is designed right,
yeah,
I don't have any problem with it. That means he can that means he can execute it. So I'm feeling good about that.
All right, real quick, I messed up because we've been so focused on building the perfect beach day, and we'll get our final results coming up in a little bit. Ask Me Anything is in the next segment. So send the texts in 610-632-0975. Any question for Amy Fadul that you can think of, sports, non-sports, Ask Me Anything comes your way in about 10 minutes. YouTube, I'll handle that. Text them into Connor. We had a pretty good one last week with was it Robert? No, Austin. Austin was running the board that day. So text them in now. Ask Me Anything, 610-632-0975. What do we have on the Davis Honda text line? You can feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington.
Yeah, so we have people checking in on the conversation about the offense. And this texter says, overreacting to a first press conference for anyone has proven to be a futile thing in Philadelphia sports and sports in general. I'll have to see it on the field before I have a full belief in Sean Mannion, but I do believe the offense should be more his than Sirianni.
All right. Yeah, I'm not overreacting to the press conference.
I don't need Sirianni.
I didn't really get anything out of yes.
Yeah, I didn't get anything, and I so wanted it.
Yeah.
And you guys know from the group text.
Yeah, you were so excited.
I was so excited. Amy, I was being a wonk.
I just knew we had content.
Like, yes.
I was so
Let's
excited.
go.
I thought
We're just going to get – you
I'm
just
gonna
thought this
get
guy's going to
something.
give you, like, the content.
You thought Mannion was going to take the podium. Everything that you saw last year,
it's done.
dead.
I will tell you this.
Dead.
I will tell you I expected
Niedermeyer.
I expected more. I expected a more dynamic guy, though.
Let me go back and let's – how was your reaction to Kellen Moore's initial press conference? Because talk about a gentleman that gave you absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he gave us
you head coach speak. As soon as he took the microphone, I was like, that guy's going to be a head coach.
Oh, no. But I was so excited with Kellen Moore because I'd seen him have a top 5 offense 3 times before he arrived here. So I was totally in the cult. I was a cult member before he arrived. Mannion, I don't have that.
You don't know anything about him.
I don't know anything about him, and I'm not bluffing people
Other
that I
than
do.
trees.
Than what I know. But I was waiting. I expected him to be more dynamic because I know for a fact that Sean McVay is in commentary has said that Sean McVay loves give and take with his players.
Yeah.
And that Sean Mannion was one of the most combative,
Yeah, I mean, I think
quarterbacks
media personas
to give and take with as far as
different.
Here's what I want you to do. Well, I think this, and that this is the guy who's going to be a great head coach. The general manager of the Rams, Les Snead, has told me flat out, great hire.
Yeah.
That
Well,
this
if he's
guy
already,
is going to
then
be
he's
a
already
great
talking like a head coach.
Then he's going to be a
Vic
great hire.
Fangio does not talk like a head coach.
Not at all.
Which is why we love it.
And he's been a head coach, too, which is crazy.
That's why he's the best.
It's the best.
All right.
He's so much fun.
So Joanne, who I love, Joanne Burke. You know,
Yes, Joanne's fantastic.
She's the best. One of the most diehard Flyers fans that I know.
And she is.
Gets upset with me anytime I say something about the organization.
Oh, I hope she's going to be out on Thursday. Can I tell you on Thursday night? We got something for Joanne.
Oh, yeah. All right. Joanne answers every beach-related question, including the fourth one, best place to steal a smooch. Now, was she stealing or was she,
Or was she initiating?
Offering?
She may have been initiating.
So she goes, this beach stuff is great. Max Pizza.
Okay.
Specifically with an orange soda on the side. I hear you. She goes funnel cake as the dessert treat. Movies, even though that wasn't one of the 4 options, but movies for like the
A
activity.
rainy day?
Yeah, I agree.
I could be anywhere and go to the movies.
And she says kissing in the dunes and goes, yes, under the boardwalk for a walk is great. And she sent the emoji with the smile and the halo over the.
Wow. Joanne didn't.
Miss Joanne is letting you know what used to go down.
She has the halo, but the devil horns are really sort of there.
Miss
too.
Joanne let us know what used to go down in Wildwood. All right.
Hey,
love those Wildwood days.
Hey, Thursday night, May 29th, coming up next Thursday. Join John Marks and myself. We'll be out there. It is the Flyers Roundtable, end of the season broadcast. We will be out at the Chickens and Pete's in Marlton, New Jersey.
Love it.
There's going to be special guest and appearances from Flyers personnel. Plus, Jim Jackson, Todd Fedoric will join us. Plus, you're going to have a chance to win some great prizes, including a $100 Rally House gift card, Maury's Piers ride tickets, Wild Park tickets, and more. It's presented by the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app, Chickies and Pete's in Marlton, New Jersey. And, of course, 97.5 The Fanatic, your home for Flyers hockey. So, Marks and Kincade on Thursday night for the Flyers Roundtable at Chickies and Pete's in Marlton. I have not been to that location.
Is it Marks and Kincade or Kincade and Marks?
I'm not sure. Marks and
John
Kincade?
and John.
John and John.
John and John.
Wait a minute. There's Jon and John.
Dueling Johns.
There you go. It's going to be a good
Johnson and
time.
Johnson.
Looking forward to it
All
very
right,
much.
coming up next, Ask Me Amy thing. I already saw one of the questions. Ask Me Amy thing comes your way next. You could still send them into the text line, 610-632-0975. We'll also get the final answers on the perfect beach day. Did a lot of Steal the Smooch come in?
We've gotten a couple.
Anything like out of ordinary?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? I'm looking forward to hearing that next here on The Fanatic.
Hey, if you're going to clean out that garage, maybe if you're my buddy Joe and you're finally going to do it, or you're going to get that attic cleaned out, or you're doing a remodel at your house, maybe you're moving, you may need a Bagster. It's the dumpster in a bag, and by far it is the most convenient, the most affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster is a great product. I'm talking a 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag. You can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, or local home improvement stores. It's $29.99, and you carry it out. It's all folded up and conveniently easy to carry. Your grandma could carry home a Bagster. That's how easy it is. Dumpster in a bag. It's easy to use. Whatever your cleanup plans are, whether you're cleaning out the garage, the attic, or doing that remodel job, the Bagster will take on all the debris that you've got. What you do, you set it up. And when I tell you that I can set up a Bagster, that means you can. You buy it, you fill it, you schedule the collection, and it'll be gone. I don't know if Bill Colarulo could fill one up, but I know he could buy one. It's just $29.99. There's no time limits. It's completely on demand. So you buy the Bagster when you want, you set it up when you want, you fill it when you want, you get it hauled away when you want. So go to thebagster.com to find the store nearest you. Get the Bagster. It's the dumpster in a bag.
Shout out Mike Vito. Bringing in the hot pretzels. Philly Pretzel Factory. Love Philly Pretzel Factory. And the spicy brown.
The mini.
Oh, yeah, perfect. That was breakfast. I'm good now.
You're all set.
Yeah, I don't eat till after the show, typically. So.
Yeah.
Got all
Well,
the
that makes
major
sense.
food groups. too.
Oh, yeah, you got it all covered. All right, before we do Ask Me Anything, so Manco won pizza. We built the perfect beach day by popular vote. We did not ask Shore Point because we would have turf wars.
Yes.
Manco Pizza ran away with
Avalon
it.
would win, but
Manco Pizza ran away with it.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Easy.
What miniature golf and water park was tight? Which one was it?
I mean, I've got mini golf on the text line, but water park apparently on the YouTube got hot, so we
It got hot, but like miniature golf.
Mini golf won on people DMing.
Okay,
I'll
so
say
mini
that.
golf, custard, it looks like, was the winner in desserts. Now, what did you get for Steal a Smooch?
Empty jet ski trailer was one of them.
What?
I don't
That's
know.
oddly specific.
Yeah, like people are just telling
Hello,
like
friend.
personal stories on
Yeah,
it.
I know we just met,
there's
but
a
I know a great spot.
There's a girl out there being like, wait a minute.
I know that
Talking
guy.
about that on the
Guy.
radio.
All right, anything else?
That was our weirdest one for sure. We had like the lifeguard stand, we had the dunes under the boardwalk.
So
All
what
the
won?
typical stuff.
What got the majority?
It was like one of each. Nobody has the same story on that one. Like we didn't get any duplicate text on that.
All right.
Got a bad one. I
What?
mean, this people that disgusting.
Oh.
People saying that there's the bathrooms off the boardwalk.
Ew, no, dude.
That's disgusting.
Oh, God, do you actually
You gonna
respect
smooch?
women? Like, what?
Seriously.
Like, what are you doing?
Seriously.
And do you respect yourself?
I don't. Why are you?
Gosh, that's terrible. What is that?
Go
That's
find,
terrible.
Look,
find a sand dune.
yeah, I'd rather go under the boardwalk than that. Like, that's horrible.
And dodge which you're dodging food. That is
Imagine
what
someone leading you
Corey-
in there and be like, hey.
Corey would like to know, where were you dodging food under the boardwalk?
I remember ice cream dripping between
He
boards.
said he has spent many a time, and he says he dreams of the years that he used to spend more time under the boardwalk. He said he never remembers dodging food or anything.
Maybe he hasn't been there in a while.
Yeah, maybe.
Has it got the gap's gotten bigger?
Maybe
or
it was just a
something?
one-time bad experience. All right, it's time now for Ask Me Anything.
Now it's time for
What else you need to know?
Ask Me Anything.
Would you like to know more?
No, ask me anything.
All right, Connor's got the Davis Honda text line. I got the YouTube fam. Amy Scott McMullen would like to know, now that we are entering the perfect time for water ice, what would be your favorite flavor?
Mango.
Correct.
Mango.
Wow.
Correct. I don't even
That's
say
as
I
easy
You
as
say
it gets.
correct, saying
I say
you too?
correct.
You say
like
too?
correct.
Yes.
That
Mango is the
correct
winner.
answer.
Mango is the
Easy.
correct choice.
I
Mango
know people
is
love the OG flavors, the lemon
Listen,
and the
red,
raspberry,
cherry.
red.
The only thing
Just
with the lemon,
red.
the only thing with the lemon is it makes me very thirsty.
Mango is the correct answer, everyone.
Mango.
You remember in Dumb and Dumber? They were like, "Look, they got my two favorite flavors: cherry and green."
And green.
In green.
What else?
What's the soup of the day?
What do we got there, Connor?
All right, Matt and Marlton wants to know, Amy, simple question. Favorite New Jersey beach area bar?
Ooh, that's a good one. There's a lot of good ones, but I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go the OD.
That's
The
a
Ocean
great
Drive.
pick.
It's a great one.
The
Beautiful
outside at
choice.
the OD, specifically some nights.
Beautiful choice.
The McGillans of the shore.
Yes.
The outside is lovely.
The OD is
outside.
the OD is a
The OD.
Yeah.
just amazing.
I may or may not know
they
people
tore
there
down the
as well.
Springfield though, so that's just
The OD. It was the OD.
there you go.
All
Wasn't
right.
one La Costa across the street, though.
Accosted, as we used to call
La
it.
Costa.
Connor.
All right, we got
Fine.
another one here. This more sports related, very sports related, from Steve, who says, Amy, at the first press conference for the new Sixers president of basketball operations, what do you want to hear from them?
Hey, how are you going to move off some of these contracts? Yeah, my first question would be a very, much more, diplomatic way to ask how you're going to build a roster with three $40+ million players.
It's a pretty good question to have an answer to.
Do you think they'll have an answer for that?
I imagine they're going to have to get a little creative with the process.
Greg would like to know, what sport or sports did you play growing up? What were your favorites?
I played field hockey all the way through. Started playing field hockey in 8th grade at the high school level, and then I played it all the way through. And then I dabbled a little. I played 1 year of lacrosse, but it was field hockey all the way through. That was pretty much
When
it.
did you play hoops and did you stop playing hoops?
No, never played hoops, which my mother-in-law was aghast.
With your talking basketball with you is sort of like talking with Cooney.
She was aghast. She was like, I can't. She shook
'Cause
my
you
hand
love
one
the game
time, and
so
she was
much.
like, "You have some height on me." I watch basketball. I've watched basketball the same way that I watch it now. Just a really like an overt interest, like a too keen of an interest since I was a young kid. I've loved it, but I never played it.
All right, what else we got on the Davis Honda text line?
Not at that level. I mean, obviously, I
Right.
played it in my driveway.
Another sports question here. This texter wants to know, Amy, do we have to consider Aaron Nola starts as scheduled losses going forward?
Oh, I hate scheduled losses. Doc Rivers, thanks for putting that into our vernacular.
He spoke
worst.
truthfully, though.
You don't know basketball.
We don't. I don't know it because I didn't play it at the high school level, so I must not have known it.
Nope.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that they have to be a scheduled loss. It used to be like a scheduled home run, but now it's just he looks lost out there. I was on with Ricky when we did pre and post, and to lose your stuff after 11 pitches in the first inning was very troubling. So I don't know if I want to go that far, but we might be on that. We're on that road.
All right, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I know you didn't grow up in the area, so you didn't do like the Jersey Shore when you were
She's a Southern
when you
girl.
were in high school.
Correct.
What would probably be the thing that would get you in most trouble if you were like the Jersey Shore attendee in high school?
I mentioned the OD, didn't I?
You did.
Like just things that I would have done.
Yeah, like I did a lot of stupid stuff.
Maybe climbing up on those houses, those roofs is maybe
maybe that was your
smartest
dumb
thing
you did.
you've ever done.
As I keep on telling people, I lived a different life back in the day.
We stole clothes from a crime scene.
Oh yeah, I remember you doing that. Yeah.
We went to a crime scene that was that was blocked off for 3 weeks, and went and ransacked the clothes out of a crime
That's
scene.
awful.
It was a crime scene. Nobody was coming. The people who left were not coming back because they were fugitives. So we went and stole their clothes. The statute of limitations has run out.
That's good to know. I think maybe trying to sneak beverages when I shouldn't be sneaking beverages would probably be something I would have gotten in trouble
Yeah,
for.
I got kicked out of Shenanigans for that one year.
Yeah.
I just feel like on the beach.
Shenanigans?
Well, I didn't really get in.
I mean,
brought,
the name implies that you should be
Yes.
doing that,
I
to
brought
be
beers
honest.
from the OD to Shenanigans and pulled them out right in front of the bouncer. Like,
Yeah.
as I
That's
walked in.
I kind of like thought on the beach. That's pretty crazy, though.
That's
not
pretty
a long
dumb.
trip to that bar from me.
No,
That was a quick,
You can't
hey,
bring outside beverages into a bar.
I thought it was a BYOB.
Yes, because that's
Bring
what
your
they
own.
say at Shenanigans right there in the corner.
Hey, by the way, they just dropped a second bit of files on the alien stuff.
Uh-oh.
So my weekends.
By the way, I watched some. They you didn't get much in the
no.
first.
Get the hell out of here, John.
You didn't get much
How
in the
dare
first.
you disrespect me and my obsession with aliens. All right, everybody have a
Great weekend,
Thanks,
everybody.
Amy.
Great
Amy, we'll see you
weekend.
Tuesday because you're back right when we come
correct.
back.
That's right. So you're just going to make our jobs easier 2 straight
What is
shows.
it?
Thanks,
All right.
Amy.
I'll be here.
Monday, me and B Gunn got you guys locked down.
Oh,
60
B. Gunn,
pounds.
listen.
Dude, Water Ice. Like he's,
Voodoo.
dude, yeah, you got to
Amorosos.
Yeah, dude, you got to get all those. Ask him for his Delco Beach Day, please.
My best
I'll have
day
to.
would be to go to Morton.
Everybody have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Tuesday.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatics.